Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side, my love.
No,
You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why.
ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to CEA. We're in the playoff stage right now. Bonsai's already laughing because little do you guys know we've already done this once before, but here we are from the top. Perfection coming out this time. Now, again, my name is Keglanek. This is my first time on CEA. With me is the veteran himself, the king of CEA casting, Bonsai. How you doing, dude?
Hello, everyone. Same intro, second time. Doesn't get any better than that. But getting right into things here, we got two teams coming in here, clashing together for the season opener of CEA Fall 2020 invites. We got two maps, because if y'all didn't know, this is a best of two regular season format with no overtime. And we're going to be having, for the first map, we're going to have Villa with Colorado Boulder picking that one, in ASU. Sun Devils coming in on defense on that one, with Clubhouse being the second map picked by ASU, with Colorado Boulder attacking on that one. And I know a lot of you being a little impatient in chat about getting the game started, and we will be getting to the game very, very soon. Just waiting on ours in the chat for both these teams, and we're going to hop into it very shortly.
Sounds great. Now, speaking of season openers, it's that time of the year where all the kids go back to school. Speaking of going back to school, some people also leave school, and that's going to put ASU in a very interesting spot. Most of their team is relatively new and relative enough that they haven't even scrimmed together just yet. But they did promise in the pre-show that ASU is going to give one of the most interesting games they possibly can, Bonsai. So when it comes down to Villa and when it comes down to Clubhouse, of course, you can have notes all day about operator picks and everything, but I feel like a lot of that gets thrown out the window when it comes to the collegiate scene.
Mm-hmm. There's definitely some strategies that definitely get taken from pro play, as a lot of these teams, when they're going through strat booking and scrims, they definitely look at those pro players for inspiration on strats, be it directly or indirectly, because I have seen some spicy strats in this league over the years. But definitely interested to see if there's any improvisation with the new strats coming out, with the new operators, new metas, and so on and so forth. But getting right into bans here, first two bans coming out of the gate are going to be Ace and Thatcher, which in my opinion are 100% warranted on Villa.
Oh, absolutely. I think pretty much all the maps we'll be seeing will be at least having Ace or Thatcher banned. It's a little ridiculous not to bring one of those operators if they're not banned. But
Mhm.
Mirror going down next, of course, pretty predictable. When it comes to Villa, we don't see Mirror too often anymore, at least in the tier 3, tier 2 scene. She
Mhm.
does have some uses, especially on Aviator, just outside of it, if you want to have your teams rush in through master bedroom side, but otherwise not really too useful on this map, I would say. And of course, Echo being the last one, not really too surprising either, given how strong he still is year after year.
Mhm. And definitely just very, very standard bans in my opinion, as while we
Oh yeah.
did see Mira a lot in this league originally when Villa first was in the map pool, and a lot of people were loving Mira because it's a very default strat to go bar and have the Mira set up, so where no one really can really get into
Well, that's way
study
back, yeah.
without actually blowing up one of them or shooting it through the floor, so much so that the Buck was pretty much a necessity on this map. But the advent of new operators actually getting added into the game, with Malusi Wamai coming in now for this season. And Malusi is a wonderful operator in the way that her gadget can just absolutely ruin your life on site takes. It is basically a room-wide barbed wire, where as soon as you walk into that room, you hear the wubs and you know it's over as soon as someone turns a corner. And getting into it, I'm excited to see how this first map plays out, because this is actually the first time we've seen Malusi, as this is also the first game she's been open for play in CEA Collegiate.
Yeah, truth be told, Bonsai, this is the first time I'm going to be casting a game with Malusi inside of it, so I'm curious to see what her impact is, you know, as a primary source almost, to see how it plays out. But you did talk about Mirror early on about how her strategies were originally, you know, on bar or even inside study. It's interesting how, you know, one operator specifically can just evolve over time on a specific map, where she was a huge mainstay, but once those bans started coming down, she completely devolved and pretty much just went into a different strategy over time, which is really interesting. But a lot of different operators now, like Old My Malusi, like you said, have really taken on that mantle over time. But already we are seeing a very aggressive spawn coming out from CU's side. It looks like it's going to be from Master Bedroom, which of course, not too surprising there. Going head on from balcony is usually kind of a death sentence for a lot of the attacking teams.
Well, very interested to see how this gambit pays off, as usually a master side take in this setup that I believe it is, yes, it's ASU defending. So it's usually whoever runs the setup that they're running right now, where you blow open the bar wall and you have basically one or two people holding soft on the deer area along with statue areas. What you actually see right here with the Malusi and Jaeger actually hanging out in there. They usually can get a good crossfire off from bathroom and also statue area, but pulling off right now, so it's only Cravington inside of Trophy to actually get around. But there is a slow push, probably going to come up main stairs or red, depending on who you talk to. Very, very shortly, but ooh, aggression coming out. We'll get the first kill. Sport Trick gets the first one onto Milk, but quickly gets traded by his teammate Alexis K, and it is still a 4v4 even for both of these, as Cravington gets dropped about half and quickly taken down by the Capital coming up with Heckle, and he heckled him straight into the ground. The wordplay was too strong. Now it is all up to the remaining three people up ASU to hold this site, and right now it's looking like a free classic as long as Zerfon doesn't get a kill here, but he's looking like he just wants to put on a deployable and piece the heck out.
It's an absolute back and forth between the two teams right now. The Malusi and the Jaeger leading, unfortunate for ASU side, but it's gonna be the Wamai right now, holding down 90 with really not much to guard him around. The enemies are swarming in, and there's gonna be multiple angles holding him down, but that means ducking back into the bar, he's gonna lose control of a very pivotal area of the bomb site. He does have some areas to rotate around, but it's going to be too little too late potentially, and now he's just relegated behind the bar. This is going to be ample opportunity for the Thermite to use the exothermic, but no! It's going to be that impact trick that saves the day potentially for the team as the timer ticks down. Exothermic number 2 goes down. It looks like it's going to go down successfully at that, allowing more opportune angles for those attackers. Of course, as that time continues to go on down, multiple angles being held by all the attackers, and it's spelling doom, especially for those like the Wamai, as Heckle finds Ryan, and Heckle finds another one, taking down Pyro, and that's going to lead to a triple kill, baby. Beginning of round number 1, or beginning of this game, already starting things off with a huge play from Heckle.
I think that it was actually a quad kill for him coming out strong in that first round. Yeah, 4K as our observer shows the scoreboard. And what a strong start from Heckle there, showing people that the Para is the superior Capital weapon. And honestly, it was they made it look easy. They got control of Master Side really quickly and pretty much just kept pushing pressure as ASU continued to just give up the classical hallway, so that it was pretty much a free wall take once they had the thermites down, except with the obvious exception of those impact tricks, which did actually, I think, get both or at least one of the exothermic charges, and then Heckle just laying down the law on that site take, making sure his team got that first round.
Yeah, overall, I think ASU's defense was really sound. It was just, you know, giving up 90 hallway and the impact, or the second impact, missing of the exothermic charge, which allowed that vault wall to be open, really just spelled doom for the defensive side. And when it comes to that point, down to the final seconds, it's really up to an attacking team like CU to just push in very aggressively from multiple angles like we saw. You know, when you have numbers at a disadvantage already as a defender, and then you have so many different angles being held by all the attackers, a rush like Heckle did into that late game 3K is exactly what you want to do on CU's side. It's unfortunate, but it looks like it's an easy to rectify situation. We do see the Legion be swapped out. Fyro now on the Malusi, and it's going to be Sport Trick instead. The IGL for ASU side. I'm sorry, yeah, for ASU side. Now going for the Goyo pick.
Yeah, and definitely I like the swap up here, as Goyo is one of those operators who's just so stupidly strong when it comes to site control and area control with his Vulcans. Just absolute destruction. If you're next to one when it blows up, that's half your health, and it's basically a Capital bolt after that. And I think everyone here can relate to that on some level. Just burning
Pain.
alive in a Capital bolt. But
So much
another
pain.
thing to note is that the IQ has gotten her sight changed. I believe she has the new ACOG or Hollow. I'm not quite sure. I think it's the new ACOG, and I have heard nothing but complaints from the community about it. What is your take on it?
Oh man, to be honest with you, I haven't really followed the new ACOGs or the sightlines too much. It's definitely something I need to read about more, but already it's going to be a bit of a trouble for Sport Trick using the rotates in the basement, not something you see too often on the American side of things in Siege. But Arctic with that new ACOG, like you mentioned, Bonsai, would have been an opportunity to take that IGL down. But no, instead, we do see him roaming around downstairs looking to find that Sport Trick. But it looks like that Jackal, despite how fast he might be, that little rabbit got away.
And really, it's all up to Heckle to get this site clear, or this room clear rather, pardon me, on this first floor down. But it is looking like Cravington might have a nasty sight line coming on to Classic 90 right here, as there is 3 lining up, and if he peeks this at the right time, he could just get a triple kill, but we'll actually shoot the floor to get the drone. Nothing to come out of it, but the Ash does get one of her charges. Oh, never mind, not an Ash. Zofia, pardon me, gets one of her charges taken down. And that is, I think, all of the Wamai magnets taken down on Classic, so he is very vulnerable right here as they start to push up on the attacking side, and I think he might just have to give up this angle here.
Banshee on the floor just outside the Iron Shield is going to be the last line of defense besides that Iron Shield for Cravington. Alexis right now struggling quite a bit to find that angle thanks to the wub, but Milk does find the opening kill. Alexis can, of course, following up as well. A little bit of a punch there, takes down the wubs, and it's going to be the same exact story as round number 1. We do see the exothermic going onto the vault wall. No impact seemingly in play, but on the bottom of red stairs is going to be a little bit of headway onto Arctic. But Milk, of course, following up again, gets a double kill, getting shut down momentarily after. It's a now 1v3 for Zephron to take him down. He does find one, however, and unfortunately the crossfire is going to be his undoing. Arctic with that sight, like you mentioned, there it is, all prominent and beautiful in purple. Going to be finding round number 2, going to the attackers once again.
Yeah, I didn't know there was different colors, or if there are colors for it. I don't know if I haven't played Siege since they released the new sites.
I haven't either.
But I mean, it looks like a decent site in my opinion. But
I mean, I like purple.
Everyone is complaining about it right now, how blurry it is. But regardless, that is a second round on the board for Colorado Boulder. And it's really coming down to these site takes. They're taking their time getting on a site. It's not like they're getting rushed onto site. They're getting lots of early round picks, as we saw with the taking down of Cravington pretty early on there on a Classic, and that gave them free reign of that entire hallway yet again. And that just seems to be the downfall at ASU. They get one person picked off in that hallway, and it just gets overpressured, pincered from all sides, and it just unfortunately seems to be like their kryptonite right now. And thankfully that they are switching it up, because if you lose a site 2 times in a row, their odds are you want to change things up, just try something new. While it is a 6-round half, if you're sitting on the same site for 6 rounds in a row and you're losing it for 6 rounds in a row,
that's being stubborn.
Yeah, I pity you, to say the least. But we will see a switch up here, making a smart move, going to Statuary and Trophy for their sites. It's probably the second strongest site on the map for sure. As long as you hold that main wall, it is a pretty easy site to hold, other than the obvious plant coming in through the master bedroom door. But they are getting them locked down. The Maestro cam making sure they see anybody that comes through there. But I am not seeing any gadget denial for the wall, so I'm very curious to see how this plays out, as once that wall is open, that is a massive sight line for them to just go through. And we do see a thermite on the other side, so it's going to be a very interesting time for this defense if that wall gets open.
Yeah, the last, or pretty much the only line of defense for that main wall is going to be Zur with his impact grenades. We did see him, I believe it was Zur, use them on the vault wall in round number 1, but since then he swapped off with an impact operator and didn't really have an opportunity to use that in the round previously. With that being said, though, one major thing with ASU is that they have a lot of hesitation with their own game. As soon as those attackers get close, you see them back off really quickly. Sport Trick, especially once he got Jackal pinged, he went straight back to the site, and there was nothing stopping those attackers from gaining so much land off the defenders. Right away, though, we do see Milk inside a master bedroom. Once again, no real challenge inside the southern part of the map. I'm sorry, eastern side of the map. Able to do pretty much whatever they want. It's going to be up to Zur again, listening for those impact sounds as Alexis makes their way through the bathroom and they engage on Sport Trick. However, you got to keep in mind, Sport Trick does have that Iron Shield. He does have that peak advantage, but the ACOG on the enemy Zofia could prove to be a boon in that plan.
For sure, and he really does look like he wants to peek it, but the magnet goes down, giving him an extra layer of security as it rightly just barely gets that off before the flashbang comes in, but does take some damage to that little peek hole in the ballistic shield from the peek from bathroom, and we will be seeing impact grenades coming out very shortly, I do so believe, trying to keep that wall safe, but it's really just a standoff between Mai and Zofia here in bathroom, but Zerfon takes some damage on the way out, so does Malusi, but Ryan gets the kill on the Milk. Quickly followed by Zerfon getting the headshot onto Olven, bringing down to 3v, 5v3, but now it is a 4v3 as Alexis K gets the one onto Ryan, followed quickly by Arctic, putting the ice onto Cravington, taking him down, bringing it to a 3v3 situation with 55 seconds left on the round, but it is Astro taken by the side of Colorado Boulder. It is looking grim for the side of ASU right here as they proceed to have to get into the site, and I'm sorry, I had to swallow a little bit. But we will see quickly the Sport Trick taking down Arctic, making him equally as dead as his teammates as they quickly fall around him. But 2v1 now, it's all up to Heckle. Can the man do it? He does see both of them. Takes down one. Double kill for him. He doesn't know where the last one is. He had the Lesion Mine in his foot, tried to take it out, but does get taken down by Pyro on the Maestro. First round on the board for Arizona State University.
Not able to recreate the same magic he did a few rounds ago. It's going to be Heckle that goes down last, and he did a valiant job. I mean, not to discount ASU towards the very end, but for a while it was a really even man count. Of course, though, I'm sure you realize, Bonsai, the main issue with winning trophy on your first try means you have, have to go back to Aviator. And Aviator, we've already seen ASU struggle so much on this site. One really good thing about the trophy site is that there's not a lot of roam potential that's really needed for ASU. They were just able to turtle onto the site and huddle down. There was no giving up of any sort of traction or land on Villa. It was just going to master bedroom, taking bathroom, and that's where the entire push stopped. Even after the exothermic opened up the master bedroom wall, that was the end of CU pushing the site.
Yeah, it just collapsed so quickly for them on the first time around for these aviator side holds. Gosh, I can talk, I swear. It's just every time they just lose in the same way, and I'm really curious to see if they're able to adapt and overcome on that portion, because that's really where they're struggling, is those late round site takes with the pinch from both study and the hallways around it for both red and classic. And it's really going to come down to this Malusi, I think, in my opinion, as the essentially acoustic barbed wire that is her gadget. So it's just amazing for stopping pushes, provided it stays alive. Because while it is semi-invincible, you can still punch it and hit it with other things, such as Ash and Zofia explosives, and it'll die, but it's just really, really hard to displace otherwise.
So I'm glad you mentioned that, because we did see the the Banshees placed on 90 a few rounds ago on Aviator, but it didn't really do a whole lot to stop Alexis K from pushing on the Sport Trick. Now, something to note is that, again, ASU really don't have defined roles for their players on their team. They're a brand new team, and they're still figuring out what works best. So if you look every round, you're going to see complete different role shifts for every person. Viral, who was Malusi and I believe Wamai for a previous round, is now going to be playing on the Maestro, whereas Zerfron I don't know how to say his name, was previously a Wamai, I believe, or no, a Malusi, and was also previously Legion for another round. It's interesting to see their dynamic, and something like that is kind of a struggle for them, not able to really find their footing, or in this instance, they're not really able to find their identity just yet. Now, speaking of identity, we do see Milk already making a lot of traction onto the main hallway there. It's going to be on 90. No one going to be guarding the pixel angle. Cravington does find Alexis K. It's going to be one of the top fraggers for CU to immediately go down. This is going to be an incredibly strong start for ASU, but this has been the first time on Aviator where they've had that man advantage.
Yeah, and we got to see what they do with it here, because the man advantage really means everything for this team right here. They have the ball is in their court. They can basically choose to either push out and try to get a little bit more aggressive, flex their round lead right now, or they can decide to just lock it down on site, try to make sure they get the perimeter down. But it is going to be very close here, as it does look like Jackal has spotted Valkyrie, so they do know that the Valkyrie is there. Regardless of whether they recognize it in the pick phase, as you do get to see all the operators. It's not just us on the spectator side, they as well do know what the other team is running. But we do see the bar getting opened up by that exothermite charge, and it's all on Rhindex to be able to watch this here. It's going to be a little awkward for him, as it does look like there's going to be a double peak popping out here very, very shortly. But he does have Peeker's advantage. And it's Heckle. He may be actually be able to get around this, as he does get droned out, I do believe. And we will see an engagement of Ryan peeking out into the hallway, getting down on Milk, killing him, dropping another. Heckle is down, drone destroyed. He is on fire right now. 5 people still up and healthy, as Cravington takes out Arctic, puts him on ice. And it is, I'm going to use that pawn all day, and I have no care in the world. But Ryan will finish off Heckle for the double kill. 5v1, it's all up to Olven now. It's one man on a mission. Can he pull out the Fragmite prowess that blah, 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 blah. Thermite is known for in these elos, but no, he cannot. Ryan will take him down for the triple kill. Flawless round for the Sun Devils.
A fantastic round coming out from ASU. Once again, they really have found their stride, it seems, not able to really stretch themselves out thin with their own game. I think they've recognized that might be the weaker aspect of their team, and just being able to hold this site, and despite what we saw from CU, trying to maneuver from a completely different direction of the map in their push, they were able to shut it down immediately by just holding angles the entire round. When it comes down to it, there was no utility usage really whatsoever from Arizona's side. It was all just raw gunplay. But now, interestingly, we do have the Caveira coming out from Viral, and it's going to be 6th pick out for the Maestro, of course. It's very rare to see a Caveira come out, and it's even more rare to see her work at this level of play or anything above. So, but I do like how they bring out the castle for this next one onto the tertiary side of dining. Now, this is, of course, a very typical play, bringing the castle out. No real surprise there, but it's good to see. And I'm really curious to see if they're going to go for the same default castle barricade slot, or if they're going to spice things up a little bit. And so far, it looks like not really.
Nope, pretty default. Nope, okay. So yeah, default castles here are you put castles on both the doors inside a memo, and then just pretty much hold that pretty hard reinforce it. You lock it down, and the other one goes on, I believe, laundry door. Either laundry door or kitchen, if I recall correctly. The more spicy strat here is actually to hold upstairs of the castles and put them on bathroom, and then the 2 doors leading into trophy and statuary, and then blow out the bottoms of it so you can shoot their feet. That's the spicier move, and you put someone on that staircase on top of Astro, and it's for a disgusting angle. But Rush comes in, Fortnite will space with his life for it. He will get 1, look at 2, oh my lord! Putting it like a 3rd, but will get taken down through the hatch that I believe he himself opened up, so that is unfortunate. But Arctic gets 1, Heckle gets 2, putting him down and bringing it back up, and oh my goodness, that crackhead aim. Just absolutely flicking everywhere. But 3v3, so after all that action, is still even, regardless of what happened. But we will see. Right as I say that, Firewall puts down Arctic with a headshot from the Alda 5.56. So it will be a 3v2 now with just Sledge and Ash remaining. With these are 2 fragger operators, and even more so, these are probably the 2 people to do it based upon what we have seen so far in this game. With Heckle being alive on that Ash, he is a volatile force to be reckoned with. And we will see him start to push in. Oh, but there is one in here. Oh, almost gets killed, but we'll actually get... No, I take it back. Zerfon puts him down with the MP7 on that bandit. Ooh, peeks. Will not get it. Oh, man, that was awkward. Unlucky. Out of ammo in both of his guns. Has to reload, but for whatever reason, Ryan decided not today. I'm going to walk away and give you your life. But this is crazy because it's only had about a minute pass on the clock. We just crest a minute and a half.
Yeah, definitely awkward indeed. Only a minute left now. We did see a huge rush in the beginning, but it's slowed down to a trickle now. Olvin, the last one alive right now, has a whole lot to deal with. Things just compound for him higher and higher every single second that goes by. That diffuser, other side of the map for him. Everyone else, across the map, and some super close, but he doesn't quite realize it just yet. Wallbang's attempted to go through the walls, not gonna find them right away. It's gonna be the bandit taking away his own life for a little bit right now. Camera's gonna be destroyed as well, but it's not really gonna make too much of a difference at this point. The main objective for Olvin is to get that diffuser. Now, there is no roam presence around for that diffuser, really. And with 40 seconds left, this is more of a tactical timeout than really trying to engage and win the round. It's 2-2 between the two teams, and having this sudden dynamic shift of ASU taking this lead is gonna have CU really thinking, especially into the second half, what to do next. But Zerfin there finding that final kill, holding down the angle, trying to save the op. Sport Trick though, not gonna save that op. His econ's gonna be a little damaged, and it's gonna be him finding that final kill going into round number 6.
Yeah, and funnily enough, I'm pretty sure just based upon how the rounds are going, if this was Counter-Strike, they would be on a save here, and really what they got to do here is save their rounds, because they have not won a round in a while. They have lost, I believe, 3 in a row, so Colorado Boulder got to put it together here, as it is looking very dire for them right now, but this is the last round of the half before there is a side swap, and we will be seeing for the last one, we will be seeing a return to trophy, which was the start of this win streak that ASU has been stringing together, with swapping out the Goyo for, let us see here, if I had to get, yep, Valkyrie, very good pick here, as this is kind of the lineup that you would want just for information galore. You have Legion, which while he is in a nerf state since a while, he does still have the ability to have those goo mines, and he does still give an audio cue of where those goos are going off, as well as the Valk cams giving so much information with the Valk cams, because you can just throw the black eyes pretty much anywhere, and as long as they don't get shot, they're giving you info the entire round, because everyone can access those cams. And of course, Maestro is a lawnmower in human form with Alda 556. He just kind of ruins your day. And then Malusi, I think that goes without saying, that the general dislike of her gadget in Siege.
The name of the game for Villa is all about intel, and not only intel, we'll get to Malusi in a second, but really the key figures of this next round are going to be that Valkyrie and the one that fights evil by daylight in... Oh no, I said the Sailor Moon quote wrong, but it's going to be Iana as well. The intel on her Gemini gadget are going to be the two biggest factors for this side, because again, Villa's a huge map bonsai, so having black eyes going down help covering a huge portion of the map, whether it be on the bottom floor or even the middle floor or the top floor, say on the southern part of the map around where 90 or Aviator is, could be extremely beneficial. Of course, though, she has 3 of those black eyes, so having one inside bathroom, or I guess that can be a bedroom for some people, and one having inside Astro covers all of your angles really for those attempted last second plays, especially if they want to go for a huge roaming style. We haven't really seen work from ASU. Those black eyes can be really beneficial. I'm not sure where that last one's gonna go, possibly outside Astro onto Chimney, but we're gonna have to wait until the mid-round and see. It was in master bedroom, so it's gonna be a little close to the chest. Nothing wrong with that, especially with the Hibana on the board, being able to possibly impact Trick below that, or even on the other side of the master wall, could be extremely beneficial. And it looks like it was pinged out. I've actually never seen that ping before, so that's always really cool. And that's going to be a huge shutdown immediately for the Valkyrie.
Losing her one cam inside of master, at least not now. It is going to be very shortly. Flexing that diamond charm, or not even diamond charm. I think that was the champion charm. Yep. Look at, nope.
Diamond, yeah.
Diamond. They changed the
Yeah.
colors. I might just be colorblind as well. Who knows?
Attackers have located a bomb.
Either way, getting back into it, I do like the placements of these Valkyrie cams. As last time we did see their trophy take, a lot of action did come from the Astro side. That is where a lot of Colorado Boulders players actually decided to take on that. Ooh, man, Legion peeking actually gets one. Almost traded his life, though. He is low on that one. But does get Sophia out of the way. And now it is on to Maestro, actually, I believe, to actually try to get these Habanas off. Charge 1 goes down. Zerfon gets the impact trick. Charge 2 goes down. Frag grenade down Firewall. Oh, man, and double kill with Kobe. Takes down Firewall, takes down Zerfon. Taking him down, but Ryan quick with the trade with the Legion. No, Malusi, it's the same gun. I swear I know my operators. But nonetheless, 3v3 right now, so it is back to even with the Habana only managed to get off one of her ex-Kairos to open up a little hole. Actually, 2, I take that back, but it is going to be a rough time as you have to crawl through that, brother. So if you try to plant through that, that is going to be an ill-advised move and pretty much only a detriment to you as a player.
Quick draw McGraw coming out with those frag grenades. A huge engagement inside the statue, but no, the Malusi goes down. Arctic finds Ryan, and with 50 seconds left, it's spelling doom for these defenders. Only one left alive, and he does find one, but can Cravington carry it through to get the triple kill? That's the million-dollar question. It's him by himself, all alone in Astro. Heckle nowhere to be found near the site. It's gonna be one, however, prone inside the master bedroom, already engaging in the shots. The Hibana not able to land any of them, but they do have the diffuser by themselves. But no, it's going to be Ulven at the very end finding Cravington, and that's going to be CU stringing together yet another round, coming back from a fantastic, well, I suppose loss against ASU for 3 rounds in a row now. So it looks like that little dynasty has ended, and CU has able to tie it back up.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm not quite sure if I agree with the aggressive option taken by Cravington at the end there. He had pretty much all the time in the world as he is the only defender remaining, so they have to come to him. And while he did maybe not know that one was in Master, at least in the beginning, he did know that one was in there after they traded bullets the first time. And honestly, I think he should have dropped back to try to watch from Trophy, as you have a wide side angle from that side, and you're probably going to be able to see anybody coming from Master try to plant, especially at that low of a time, as I think it was down to like 30-ish seconds at the end there. But regardless, we are going to be getting into the first round of the second half, making it so that we got Colorado Boulder on defense and the Sun Devils trying to hit some light into their game for this attacking side.
Oh, going to Trophy back again. We do see the castle coming out this time. I'm curious to see what impact this castle will have. Quite literally, too. Actually, no, not literally. He's going to go for the bulletproof cam instead of the impact grenades.
Well, you don't get his impacts taken away.
Oh, did he?
He definitely did got his impacts taken away. He now has the proximity alarms and the
goes to show what I know, right? But with that being said, though, putting the barricades down is an interesting idea. It's not uncommon to see Castle go down on Trophy site. It's whether or not it can be effective this time around. We did see a fairly aggressive push coming up from ASU CU the previous round. But we are switching to the other side now, and the defensive prowess should be a little bit more coordinated for CU side than we saw for Arizona State. But it's going to come down to this first opening, maybe first or second round, is really see if they're able to really help string these rounds together. Because keep in mind, ASU aren't the most coordinated team because they're brand new, and that's going to be their main flaw for this matchup. And it's going to be up to CU to really take advantage of it. But right away, we're already seeing quite a bit of engagement going into study, coming across onto Aviator. No one able to connect those shots. It's going to be Sportrick looking to find that opening kill, but no. Heads peek out, but none of them blown away.
Yep. A lot of aggressive peaks here, trying to get some early kills down here, although I'm not sure if they're aware that it was a Doc peeking them. So it may not prove fruitful. Ooh, almost gets a kill through the wall. That actually might be reinforced. I'm not quite sure. Nope, not reinforced, as there is a hole in that wall. But nonetheless, it is a Doc, so even if he did get hit, he would have been able to heal right back up. But Heckle gets dropped very early on by the Ash of Ryan Ivy, taking him down to town, making sure that his team gets that early lead that they so desperately need to keep these rounds rolling.
Yes, unfortunately, Goyo cannot heal himself, and Hecko, who's made a great appearance so far, going to be taken down. Fyro and Cravington following up as well. The numbers of the defensive side for Colorado just keep whittling down. Ryan does go down, but not quite out just yet, and Cravington follows up to find yet another one. Olven now, though, going to be playing on the back seat. He jumps the banister. John Wilkes Booth style goes for the C4, and will it connect? Most likely not. No, it does connect. My Nostradamus hat does not work today. He finds the C4 kill onto the DBNO, but will it be enough? No, he's not able to string together another one immediately. He's stuck in a corner, and now they know exactly where he's at, stringing everyone around DBNO for another one, but the plant is down. Not only does he need to take down 4 other people, he needs to get that diffuser down with at least 7 seconds left. The DBNO now back on his feet, blinded and flashed out. He's seeing all sorts of stars, but no one is engaging on the defender. Until now, when Zerfon takes him down. A very interesting end to the round. It's going to be another round for ASU at the beginning of the game, the second half.
Yep, and honestly, great start, as that was pretty decisive looking, in my opinion, as it went pretty one-sided once that first kill came open, as it was 5v5, and then it was very rapidly so not. Just absolutely taking down majority of the team for Colorado just immediately upon entering site, so much so that Olven decided that he needed to just exit the site entirely to try to get down and get one, and the only kill that round came out of a nitro for what I believe was the planter. But either way, gonna have to step it up here for Colorado if they want to actually get back into this game and win.
Yeah, it's definitely a crazy situation for Colorado right now. They have the coordinated team, but you can't blame Olven either. Just stuck with an SMG-11 and a shotgun. There's not a lot you can really do in the position he was in inside Astro. He needs to jump the banister and try to at least give himself a little bit more room. And he had some success. He did take down Ryan with the C4, and he managed, I believe, get a DBNO on the Viral, but he was brought back up. So it was a valiant attempt, but unfortunately it just was not enough. But going to Aviator now, this is definitely a much more traditional site in terms of how people like to defend it, and we're not really seeing too much of a roam game again, which was the fatal flaw for Arizona when they defended, but they managed to correct that fairly quickly. Bonsai, I'm thinking that Colorado is probably going to take that same exact route and correct their mistake pretty early on if they want to mirror or at least come close to winning against Arizona.
Yeah, one change we have seen between these two teams for their Aviator is that they are actually taking the Bandit and Mute. So much gadget denial for those walls, trying to make sure that those walls never open so long as they may live. And just making it so that, but very early on, Ryan tries to rush in on the Asher, gets taken down quite quickly by Arctic on that Bandit, but Arctic might be paying with it for his life here as another one comes through Master in Sport Trick, but will escape with his life, making it only a 1-for-0 trade in their favor.
Heckle hiding down below inside, I believe, dining. Not really sure what his plan is. He is just holding an angle, probably from the banister below, waiting maybe for somebody to drop. I don't think that's gonna happen. So he might be trying to go for the late game flank, and that would be an ideal move. But of course, with only 3 people now defending on the site, or no, it is 4 defending on the site now. It's going to be a tough situation having that one man down, waiting far away, and it's going to be the Doc who finds a little bit of action going across on side 90, but no, he gets some top shots and gets away with it. It's going to be Sport Trick taking some info, but he gets greedy and goes in for another. Alexis taking down the Jackal and almost finding another, but it's your boy Heckle from across the street, going to be taken down by Cravington in a last-ditch effort of revenge.
Attackers have dropped the bomb.
Yeah, really that revenge might be coming back to bear fruit, as almost Alexis gets dropped there. He almost gets dropped there from Classic, trying to get another little exchange with Cravington, but drops back onto site. Now it is a minute left on the clock, so plenty of time for this ASU team to start getting at it. But the site take does look like it will be coming through very soon, but unfortunately they cannot just blow open the bar as it is Bandit wired. And we will see a possible peek coming in from Cravington down the Classic hallway. But there is a Doc waiting for him, as he now knows, as he just spammed a whole ton of bullets down there. And it's now just a good old-fashioned Mexican standoff. But Viral Kobe's Arctic getting the bandit off the board. It is a 3v3 back to even now. 38 seconds left. There's going to be something to get change here in the map state, but we do get one. It is the wall opening. Zerfon gets the kill with Fragmite style onto Lexus K.
Attackers have located a bomb.
Bringing it down to 3v2, but almost misses the guy. Oh my goodness. Gets the quick peek onto the smoke. Almost, and that really did save his life as the smoke canister was coming out, but the plant does go down, and so does Ulvin to Cravington, giving ASU their 5th round of the map.
Now, this is going to be some next level analysis, Bonsai, but ASU and attackers both start with the same exact letter, and so far, there's no reason for it not to. Winning every attacking round so far, ASU started from the bottom 0-2, and they've managed to win just about every single one of their rounds back to back with only one flaw in the middle, and that was going to be round number 6. And with that being the last round on the first half, sure, you know, it's a bit of a blotch in their string, but from then on, they've just woven a stronger one on the attacking side, and seemingly they've been invincible so far. You know, failed flanks coming out from CU's side. It seems like they're not taking the enemy as seriously as maybe they should be, and having these aggressive plays from the dock are only putting the nails in the coffin for this aviator defense.
Attackers need to locate.
And it just
and
keeps
defuse
getting
bombs.
worse and worse, this Colorado team, as now they are going to try to run the same side again. We got to see if any changes come out here for their side, and they also got to keep their players alive. They lost a man quite early on, in my opinion, at the very least. Losing the, I think it was Bandit. No, it was Ash that lost early, so I take my words back. I am a filthy liar. Ryan rushed in last time and got mowed down by Arctic on the Bandit, but nonetheless, AS managed to recover and win the round. Now, what I do want to see, however, is a stronger presence towards the master side, as that is where a large majority of the team came through the first time around, with them eventually going down Classic and getting into Study. And Study also seemed to be a little bit of a pressure point for this Colorado Boulder team getting in that bar area, as we actually even had a Kobe last round come out onto Arctic. So curious to see if that comes out again. Although they do have a Jaeger who's alive this time around. So far, we have not seen what the rest of the round may foretell, but as of now, he is alive, and I think he does still have his ADS pushed down. I don't know what happened to the ADSs last time, if I'm being completely honest with you. He should have, who knows? There will definitely be an ADS down on that wall this time, I can guarantee you that, as Arctic probably did not like getting naded over the wall that he was supposed to bandit trick.
Yeah, I can imagine that was probably not an ideal situation. He did place down all of his ADSs this time. We are slowly seeing, I believe, 2 of them on the camera. Heckle, though, not going to be going for the flanking maneuver this time around. He's playing a much more aggressive role, hanging around the balcony banister, waiting to see who's going to come around. Unfortunately for him, little does he know, this is a really bad position to be in, because not only is Ryan right below you with that R4C waiting to hunt you down like an elephant, there's going to be another one above, who I believe is the Zofia, but no, Heckle finds the Zofia, and this is the time to strike for Ryan, and he finds Milk instead. Not quite the Jaeger we were thinking of, but no, it's going to be another one instead, losing down on probably your most pivotal team on this team. Not someone you want to lose, but that's going to be Heckle driving away right away, taking that reinforcement down, as well as Alexis finds Sport Trick. That's be 2 of the attackers down, and yeah, you lost your smoke, but you've also taken out quite a few agile and maneuverable attackers in the process. But
sorry, continue.
It doesn't end there, Bonsai. It doesn't end there. Ryan is now in a very terrible position, and so is the rest of the attackers. They have only a strip of land to work with, while there's an entire country of Villa for the attackers to work with. Coming down to a minute now, Bonsai. What do you think is going to happen next as the kills roar on forward?
What I think is going to happen is there's going to be a lot of action getting in here as the sprays do come out onto Arctic. Gets taken down by Zerfon. Fragmite mode activated as we do get into a 2v2 situation here with Ryan, Ivy, and Zerfon being the only 2 players remaining with a collective amount of maybe 75 HP, as opposed to almost full health on the remaining 2 for the other side. But they are both downstairs? No, on site. No
drones.
It is drones that I'm seeing. I need to get my vision checks, I guess. But nonetheless, we will be getting back into things. The wall is open, so he does have a little bit of a nasty angle into study here.
Attackers have
Might actually
located
get
a bomb.
Ryan as he crosses, but
15
Zerfon
seconds
sees
left.
want to peek it and will get into sight by the grace
10
of
seconds
God.
remaining.
I don't know how he made it in, but the plant will go down. Maybe Nitro Cell says no, no, sir, and Ulven gets the second one.
Attackers
Actually,
need to
plant did
protect
go
the
down.
diffuser.
So
Position
Nitro did not
compromised.
quite do the entire job, but it is okay as Ulven quickly follows up to end the life of the remaining ASU player, and we will get some tactical crouching on the bomb to
Defender
give
mission
CU
successful.
their 4th round and their 1st round of the half.
I feel like so far we've seen the literal, like the entire spectrum of how you can defend in Rainbow Six in this game. We have seen the roamers kind of playing very loosely and just away from where the attackers will be and coming in. And then over time we've seen, and this is ASU by the way, we saw them going for a hardcore turtling strat, and that worked really well for them. But with CU now on the defensive side, we're seeing them kind of go through all these motions in the matter of 2 or 3 rounds, where they were playing loosely before, and then they turtled a little bit in between these last few rounds. But now it's them playing a hardcore, aggressive defense, and it's worked out for them. Heckle, we gotta give props to Heckle, dude. He's been able to string together a lot of these opening picks for the team, and it's just been a huge snowball against Arizona State
Attackers need
because
to
of these
locate and
opening picks
defuse
going
bombs.
down. You know, Cravington going down, then Sportrick following up on the Capitao. Those are devastating losses for Arizona, and they've been able to really hold this team together with their supportive plays. Of course, Zerfon and Ryan are able to usually stay together or stay alive towards the end of the rounds, but in that situation, it is just not ideal. The C4 came out right after the defuse went down, and then the immediate DBNO right after. It is just straight up no bueno for the attackers right now.
Yeah, they are not having a good time, but they are still in the
10
lead,
seconds
so
to
all hope is not lost for them. They are still having a little bit of a fiesta.
5
But
seconds to insertion.
as I digress, we will be seeing a kitchen hold coming in here, and it does look like a little bit of a
Attackers' objective is to
spicier hold
locate a
coming
bomb
out
and
here, as
defuse
we
it.
will be seeing a large upstairs, the 2nd floor presence here, with a rotate going into Master. So it does look like they're going to try to hold Master at least a little bit. But one thing I do want to note here is that we do have a mute Castle Goyo, so there is going to be a little bit of a spiciness coming out here, as they look like they're trying to, I don't know what this hold is. I've never seen this before, but I'm very curious to see how it pays off, because there are reinforcements going down in places I have never seen them go down. Upstairs and not kitchen. Again, with the whole vision needing to get checked thing. I am sorry. I am filthy liar. But the only thing not lying to you about is that Ryan just took down a kill from pretty nasty angle with the sledge taking down the dock. That is one very strong operator taken out of the game very early on here, as that is the loss of not only an ACOG but a heal.
Yeah, you don't need glasses to see that one. Fantastic work going down right away from Ryan. You know, to be honest with you, that wouldn't have been a bad strat either way if it was downstairs either. Milk those, stringing together, taking down Ryan as well, hanging on those grappling hooks. Now going to be collapsing to his death, skull breaking open. All that fun gooiness happening, but it's going to leave the attackers in a very odd position. They have 90 and they have most of the southern side of the map, but they're all completely fragmented, minus the diffuser and Sailor Moon herself. It's going to be a split push coming out from the Aviator side and from Master Bedroom, and with no real amount of a lot of utility to be beneficial on either side, especially with Cravington going down. It's going to be Milk with an iron
Attackers have
fist on the
located a bomb.
side. It's going to be another rough round for ASU. They're able to string together some things like Heckle going down, but they really need to rely on the gunplay more so than any gadgetry to win this round.
Yeah, and especially with a little bit of a hole going into Master Bedroom, it's going to make that Master take all the more harder, but Ulven does get the kill into Zerfon, taking down the top frag, who, by the way, has 11 kills right now, if I count correctly. So he is on a roll right now, 11 and 6. But it is a 3v2, and it's all down to Firewall and Sportrick. Sportrick, the rookie here on this ASU roster, as well as joining by his rookie boys, Cravington and Ryan Ivy, with Zerfon and Firewall being the only 2 remaining members from the previous season of ASU's lineup. But regardless, it is time to prove their mettle here as they go through. Gemini will try to get some early zoning down, early recon down. Maybe even a little bit of zoning, but regardless, speaking of zoning, the Vulcan does blow up with Sportrick getting a nice shot onto Milk. making him get a little spoiled in that regard. But ooh, oh man, Firewall taking on Ulven, and he gets a little feisty. They're trying to get the extra thermos. The bait goes through, but so does the charge. 10 seconds
10
left on the
seconds
clock.
remaining.
Gotta go for the plant, but ooh, headshot
Oh,
onto the plant.
no.
Arctic takes down
5 seconds
Sport
to
Trick,
go.
and he is the fuser. 3 seconds
Attackers recovered
remaining.
the bomb
Has to go for the plant now. Firewall in the 1v1 with Arctic, but it is all but over. As he, maybe not. He doesn't know where he's planting, and he does get it, but ooh, no! Firewall gets the clutch onto Arctic. Poor Arctic, man. You gotta feel bad for him. The plant was going down, and it was overtime too, so it all was just up to him figuring out where it went, and we will have Cravington leaving the game in celebration, probably, but rehost will be getting called nonetheless to remedy that issue.
I can only imagine what the comms are like on CU's side because, whew,
Simon and Garfunkel, probably.
yeah, it's just straight up like, like piano music going on, like Groucho Marx and everyone. Yeah. Oh man, like just a whole bunch of sadness.
Yeah,
It's
but
like
on a
that,
more serious
it's
note,
that, it's that
probably,
meme. It's that meme of the horse that says pain.
yeah, pain. This is Will Smith, pain. But
Oh man.
in reality, probably his teammates are sitting there just being like, yeah, shake it off. First game of the season, first game of Invite, as I think these guys are brand new to Invite, making it in through the little promotion relegation system that was in last season, kicking out quite a few teams at Invite, as I think there was only 1 or 2 teams that remained at Invite from the previous season, which is pretty insane if you ask me. But either way, their first showing inside of Invite League so far has been pretty strong, putting down with ASU, who has historically been a pretty strong team, regardless of the fact that they have taken out about half their roster with either graduations or just not wanting to play anymore. If you've ever played in this league, you do understand, or just video games in general, burnout sucks, and burnout does creep up on you pretty hard. But so far, we've had a banger of a match, if I do say
We
so
have.
myself.
No, you're absolutely right. And speaking of shake it off, if you're CU right now, you just gotta quote Taylor Swift. You just gotta keep on cruising, can't stop, won't stop moving, and just continue on after this rehost, shake it off, and see what Villa can bring you. Because so far, this has been an Arizona State dominated game, especially on the second side. So far, we've only seen Colorado win 1 defensive round. And that was gonna be that. I'm sorry, that was on Aviator. So going the trophy, coming so close to a win, it can not feel good for them right now. But this is a rehost, another tactical timeout. Last time we had seen an extended break like this was the end of, I believe, like round number 6, I believe. Or no, round number 5, where it was just the mute by himself. It was Olvrin in a 1v4. And all you got to do is just kind of hope for the best, talk to your teammates in that time when you know the odds are too much stacked against you. This is the time for them to really mentally reset themselves.
Definitely, the mental reset could just be what this Colorado team needs. Is mental resets. They either work or they don't, which might sound kind of weird to say, but it very much is. If you take a timeout, if you have if you're IGL, which by the way, I believe for Colorado Boulder, I did see in the chat, I think that he is a brand new IGL for this team. So props to him thus far. His team's putting down mad work. But if you have a good IGL who's sitting there and you can keep your team in it, mental reset, and just refresh, think of it as a 0-0 reset for you, as the score actually will say the same score, but in your mind, if you rationalize it as a 0-0, start from here, just keep on going. As we said, shake it off. But it is all they really need to just keep on going, because while it is match point, they are still very much in this. They can definitely bring it back to a tie here at the very least. So ASU has guaranteed themselves at least 1 point in this series, and they're 1 round away from bringing it to a map 1 win. But regardless, I am very interested to see how the rest of this plays out.
Yes, absolutely. And I believe Milk does come from the tier 3 scene. I don't remember what team, unfortunately, but I believe he is new to the IGLing role. He has had a lot of success in the T3 scene before. But him, kind of promoting himself to an IGL role, especially, in a collegiate scene, is a really good thing for him to see. But right now, he's got to step it up, and so does the rest of his team. And really from there, when it comes down to it, you just got to be able to. There's no really gigantic flaws. It's really down to just losing the gunfights, from what I've seen.
Yeah, and really those gunfights are really all it's coming down to is both it's been a battle of the titans almost for this game, as it's been basically Zerfon and Heckle going back and forth, trying to make sure that their team is getting those wins in those late rounds, with multi-kills coming out everywhere for those two players, really hitting hard. Now it's just a matter of who's going to throw the final haymaker to get their team that first victory.
Yeah, I mean, keep in mind this is not a best of 3, but it's also not a best of 1. It's a strange area where it's a best of 2, no overtimes either. So at the very least, like you said, there is a guaranteed point for ASU, and we could see a tie here. But I'm curious to see, if Villa doesn't go well for Colorado Boulder, are they able to bring it back on Clubhouse? Fundamentally, they're different maps. I would say Villa is a little bit more attacker-centric than most maps in the game. Not attacker-sided, but leaning more towards the attacking side now, whereas Clubhouse is pretty set in its ways of either being somewhat neutral or more defender favored, depending on how the site rotations go.
Mm. And just a reminder, this was Colorado Boulder's pick. This was their pick going into this match. So if they really need to start shaping up this map, which granted it is the first game of the season, first game of the entire season, not just for these two respective teams' seasons so far. It is the first game of the invite season. So definitely getting put in the spotlight here a little bit, as they have basically everything to prove and nothing to lose so far.
Absolutely. And we will be returning to the game now, round 11 once again. ASU in the driver's seat, having those 6 points that you always want to see, but now they just really need to bring it home. And this is what either makes or breaks a lot of games here. You can get to the 6-point margin sometimes pretty easily. It's just getting that number 7 that can be seemingly impossible. It's like prestiging in Call of Duty. It's easy to get to 1 to 55, but getting 55 all the way to that next prestige level, it takes all the other levels combined and even then some to make that final home stretch.
Yep. And just for those who are unaware, I
Call of
don't
Duty's
remember
a
a
video game.
Blackbeard being in the round last time. Oh, okay. I am getting word that they did not. The rehost was before operators pick, so it doesn't matter what the rules say for that one. They can repick operators because it was not a round of record yet. But they get to repick operators because they didn't pick operators. But we will be seeing the Blackbeard coming out, which let me tell you how much I hate Blackbeard, because good God. He's not as bad as he was on release, seeing how he was basically an immortal walking with his Blackbeard shield that was essentially invincible with 800 HP. But it is now essentially saran wrap, but it still ruins your day.
Were you around when Blackbeard was released?
I think I joined right after Blackbeard was released, like the season after. So I didn't get to experience release Blackbeard. I've only heard the agonizing stories of pain and suffering that were.
I joined when Jackal and Mira came out.
I think I was on console for Jackal and Mira, or the season after Blackbeard and Valkyrie came out, and then I came to console for Parabellum. Or came to PC for Parabellum. My words are Greek. It's almost midnight. Please forgive me.
Oh yeah, it is almost midnight. Well, that's okay. I only have class at 9 a.m.
Yeah, both of these teams are from the Mountain Time region of the U.S., which, if none of you are aware of where that is, it is the zone between Central Time and Pacific Time. It is.
How many time zones do we have?
4. We have Eastern, Central, Mountain, and Pacific. If you're going from Eastern to the left, Eastern is 0. I think Central is 1, Mountain is 2, and then Pacific is 3. Although Mountain is a very, very small time zone for whatever reason, and really nobody really follows it. They either pick Pacific or Standard, or Pacific, not Standard, Pacific or Central.
Well, so my brain is melting.
Yeah, the time zone exists, just no one apparently acknowledges it, and because it's just easier to be either Central or Pacific because no one lives in the Mountain time zone.
I mean, there's like mountain farmers.
Yeah,
I have no idea
it's just that area of like Midwest where it's like basically just flatlands for days and no one lives there. Shout out in the chat if you live in the mountain time zone.
Cricket,
You want to
cricket.
know if you exist. To be honest. So getting into the round, ooh, nice kill. We actually missed the kill there. Zerfon gets taken down, so making the Blackbeard all but ineffective. And then Nomad getting quickly followed up there, taking out some pretty heavy-duty operators there. Nomad's air jabs now being taken offline, but ooh, not the kill we were expecting, but a kill nonetheless as Heckle gets trapped by Ryan Ivy. And quickly another one falls with Milks taking down Cravington. Just absolute kills everywhere, not going too well. And Arctic takes on another, and another soon to follow, maybe. But and a +1 addendum to that, as they do get one in return, but it is the round getting taken down for Colorado Boulder, getting another round on here, and they are one round away from a tie on this first map.
And Colorado won that pretty handedly. They were able to just string together those rounds, those kills super well. Milk being a mountain of himself with that on the new site, just insanity. Just he just got so many kills and strung them together. We can see the scoreboard really quick. I'm not sure if he got 2 or if he got 3. He did get 3. He got a triple kill that round. Good for him on the no less. That is exactly what you want to see. We are seeing Firewall again on the Iana. I don't think we've really seen the Gemini come out on Firewall's side. We did see it when Colorado was on the attack, but mostly it's just for the fragging power, I think, of the G36, and even then, I don't really think we've seen the frag grenades be too used either. Speaking of which, now it seems like they're listening in on us and switching away. This is going to be the IQ instead, which I think would be a little bit more beneficial.
Attackers
For
need to
sure,
locate and
especially
defuse as
since
many
her
bombs as they
electronic
can.
scanner is extremely strong when it comes to clearing out their woes and study with that bandit wall. You just kind of walk into the front door area, and as long as someone isn't sitting there waiting to actually gun you down, you are pretty safe to actually go and take down all those gadgets from the floor. And when the defending side consists of Jaeger, Bandit, and Newt, that IQ is going to wreak havoc on the defender's gadgets.
Yeah, and wreaking havoc is exactly what you need to do on Aviator, because we saw ASU do it. We saw Arizona do it. You're just able to turtle into that site. You're hugging the bombs. And it's a really good strategy for winning for some teams. But having that IQ, and winning with 2.0 ping as well, you can get a lot of really nice vertical play now as well with that IQ and the scanners and just deleting utility. It's going to be up to them, though, to bring this back, because keep in mind, there is no overtime. This is the very last round of game number 1. Either we're going to walk home with a tie, or we're going to see Arizona State bring home that 7-5 win. But regardless, this is the final stand for Colorado to either even things out or go away a loser into map number 2.
Yeah, it's really do or die here for this Colorado Boulder team. This is their map pick, so it'd be a really bad time to just not be able to get your own map pick, especially when a lot of the times you pick that map because it is what you feel is your strongest map, what is remaining after those bans. But it is getting very, very close here, and this might just go the full distance to 6-6. And if we have a 6-6 first game, I am fully expecting a 6-6 second game, provided that ASU just doesn't come reeling into the second map. But it is all an option for them. But we will be seeing a little bit of a Firewall taking his time trying to get those bandit charges down, unfortunately hitting onto the floor beams with his pistol, but nonetheless does get some of the gadgets out and probably reload on his pistol and continue doing so. And there may be a little bit of a fight coming in here between Milk and I believe that is an ooh, Alexis takes the first one down, tearing down the Ivy of Ryan. And we'll be getting into an early lead with the Ash going down, fragging power diminished, and not a care in the world as he got pretty much took no damage from that encounter and will run away, but ooh, Sport Trick almost gets him on his way out.
It's a tough position for Alexis K right now. Either you intrude forwards and have to involve yourself with Sport Trick, or you move forwards and potentially take down Cravington. But no, instead, the revolving pieces of the two players move ahead forwards. It's going to be Sport Trick moving away to the main entrance, but finds Milk, and that's going to be Alexis K again, surrounded, but from different angles this time around, finding Cravington. But if Sport Trick's fast enough, might be able to revive, or no, take down Alexis, but no, he's going to stay on landing instead, hold his positioning down, and the remaining defenders just holding themselves down as long as they can for these final 30 seconds. Keep in
Arctic
mind,
got off
again,
the bandit trick.
he did get off the bandit trick. He managed to take down one exothermic, but will that be enough? It's going to be only 2 small little entrances for CU if they can't get this exothermic again, but Arctic brings his batteries down, and that's going to be zip, zoop, zoop, number 2 going down. 15 seconds left now. Alexis K with the last second reinforcement, 2 little entrances, and that's going to be immediate wall of death for 2 of the attackers right there. Arctic with the MP7 going in for 2, wants to get a third one, but it's Olvin instead with the MP5K finding that final player. It's going to be Firel who falls. And there we go. Colorado Boulder bringing things to an even 6-6 going into map number 2 against Arizona State University. A very interesting matchup. At first, it seemed dominant for Colorado, but ASU really brought it back. But then again, those early round leads in the first half brought or kind of carried Colorado to that halfway mark.
For sure. And it really did come down to like basically what happened was they just could not keep those rounds getting strung together for ASU on the attacking side. They started off the attacking side strong with that first round of the half win, but just could not keep it going. And unfortunately, could not close it out as they actually had a 6-4 or 6-3 lead at one point and just could not finish it out. So instead of getting the full possible guaranteed 1 point, they are now in a situation, or pardon me, guaranteed 2 points at the very least. They are now in a situation where they could not even be getting 1. Or no, they are guaranteed 1. My brain hurts. But
Mine does too.
regardless, it is not a great feeling to have that big of a lead and then have to go to a match draw. But unfortunately, we will have to do so as they have to live and learn. And with these, and it's just going for a little bit of longer. But speaking of longer, we are going to be taking a little bit of a break here before we hop into map 2, and we will see you all on the other side of that.
Oh, hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. Map number 2, ASU versus CU. I heard the 3-2-1, and then they said, hey, don't start yet. But then I started. But that's okay. It is the way it is. Arizona did have a very rough beginning, but then they went to a very strong middle. But unfortunately, the denouement at the very end all went to Colorado. But
Mhm.
with that being said, there was no winner of the last round, Bonsai. It was an even 6-6.
Which really just means that this is going to be probably a very long match for all of us, as we are already at almost an hour and a half on match time thus far. So, probably in for another hour and a half ride for another bit. And
All
going to be
right.
on Clubhouse for the second map, and it is going to be ASU's pick for this. And just a quick word, lovely, lovely viewers of this wonderful stream. This stream would not be possible without you, the viewers, but also from sponsors like What's New Apparel coming in. They are our apparel sponsor. They have some nice CEA merch out on there. If you would like to go check them out at what's new.gg. Additionally, we also got Rogue Energy, provider of the amazing product known as Rogue Energy drinks. Get it in powder, get it in your water, mix it all up, and get that gamer juice flowing. Use code CEA at checkout for 10% off your order. And finally, but last but not least, we got Corsair coming in, helping us out with the giveaways throughout the season that you'll be seeing in the Discord. And if you are not part of the Discord, go scroll down in the stream and you will see a little Discord that you can join and get notifications for that. And if y'all don't know who Corsair is, they're a peripherals and computer component production company, and they are pretty amazing. I have the headset Corsair Void Pro on mine, and it is a wonderful product. So go check them out as well. But getting into the game, as soon as these teams drop both ours, we will be hopping in very shortly.
Yep, most of my setup is made of Corsair. I got my keyboard from a sketchy dude off Facebook, but it's a very good company. Very good company. I love them.
Yes, it is wonderful. I also have some Corsair Vengeance RGB Pro RAM in my computer, and let me tell you, it is wonderful.
I was
But
gonna get the Vengeance, but then
it's
I didn't.
very nice. Let
It
me
is.
tell you, the color scheme is wonderful. They sync up quite nicely with the rest of my RGB because all of you know, gamers need RGB. It is essentially crack cocaine to us. If you have the RGB, you're unstoppable.
Yep. What I decided to do when I moved recently is that usually I have LED strips throughout my room, like hanging up. This time I went for the floor model this time. So all the LED strips are on the floor surrounding my room, and it looks really cool. It's like I'm in a restaurant all the time, every day. Speaking of being in a restaurant, Clubhouse has some restaurants, but you know who's not going to be visiting today? Unfortunately, Jackal's going to have to say goodbye to the restaurant. He's being kicked out for a little while. Jackal's going to be going down. It's interesting. It means either Thatcher, Maverick, or Ace, or two of the three, will still be on the board. If I had to guess, the next one's going to be the Ace going down. And what do you know? No, it's going to be Thatcher instead. It's like we're in Steel Wave once again.
Makes
But
complete
Thatcher,
sense, though. Makes
Thatcher and Maverick.
100% sense. The only thing that I don't like is that you banned Maverick. Did not ban Maverick, and you banned Jackal instead of it. Because while Jackal is a very strong operator on this map, because the map itself is tiny as all heck, that is still a wall. That is the main way of getting into the site that you have now just left open for basically free, as Maverick can just sit there, little wiggle worm across the top of that server wall, and just Maverick it open, and it is a free wall, maybe even free kill if the bandit doesn't get away, and depending on how you hold it. Because Maverick tricking is a thing that is apparently an intended way of getting through the game, as that was so sorted out a couple seasons ago. And the rest of the bans coming in will be Malusi and Mira, the double M's, Eminem getting banned here. No candy for you. And it makes more sense as well, as Malusi no one likes on a personal basis and probably on a worldwide basis. And then Mira is just Mira. She's strong as heck. Totally understandable on the ban. And as we were talking about with the lack of a Maverick ban, the Maverick pick comes in.
And surprisingly, no Ace coming down. We do have the Hibana Maverick instead, which does make sense. Again, it's like Steel Wave all over again. Having the double hip hard breacher setup for Clubhouse is incredibly common. Sometimes we see 3, or at least at the time, 3 hard breachers. Now, hypothetically, we could have 4, but having 3 was pretty uncommon, but still common enough to be seen at least once or twice per game or per play day. But it looks like this time around, no, we're gonna have 2 dedicated soft breach, and we're gonna have the 2 hard breach instead to just open up every single wall possible for CCTV. And it makes sense too. You have the Hibana go for the garage walls, get the
Attackers need
angle
to
going
locate
into
and defuse
rafters.
bombs.
You have the Maverick tricking the server wall, and if one of those 2 don't work out, you can always pivot around and go for the construction side of things.
And construction, actually, in my opinion, is almost easier in a way to take, as you have so many more angles to get into that site from. Because if you try to go in garage, the standard plays, you have someone sitting in catwalk, so you're going to get mowed down as soon as you enter the door. Short of an absolute miracle of a shot. Main wall, you have Maverick, so it is kind of free. But as soon as you get into that construction area, because no one really holds that too hard, they usually just hold it in
10
from
seconds
cash.
to go.
And you can, if you blow out the top of that, you can actually get a nade in there. And
5 seconds
with the
remaining.
amount of projectiles on the other side, they have flashes, frags more, and then I don't know what that thing on
The
Cabin
secondary
Tower.
hard breach.
Yeah, secondary hard breach. So it's the fun little mini hard breach. So they have more hard breach for their hard breach, and like I just foresee these walls falling quite quickly.
Absolutely. Now, I'm glad you mentioned the construction being a very interesting way of, taking the site, because depending on how the roam game goes down for ASU side, there's 3 C4s on the board. Still gonna have 3 C4s even after Alexis K takes down Cravington. That's gonna be the Jaeger completely gone. No more 416 on the board. But already we're seeing this server wall get absolutely pummeled. It's being straight up abused. Yeah, the battery goes down, but what difference is it gonna make when you have a Maverick and a Sledge just pouncing away at it? Not really too much.
Yeah, but it is still an opening nonetheless, as the Jaeger does get taken down very quickly. And while it is not the most impactful operator to take down, as his gadgets are all put down in prep phase, it is still a fragger operator with that 416 being taken down. And really just as many men as you can get down, or many operators you can get down early on, it is all the better, as they got pretty much a kill for free with not much damage you can take down on Alexis K, as he's still sitting pretty at about 70 HP.
Yeah, Alexis K is riding high and tight right now, and the Kaid seems to be a little lost at sea right now, going and rotating fully around the entire map. The Mozzie, not too far behind previously, now makes his way back to shore. The Kaid, again, going for the full rotate all the way across. Looks like he's going to get back to safety as well. I'm not really sure what he was doing down there. Maybe he was trying to Electroclaw trick something. I'm not really sure what the plan was there, but really we're seeing a bit of a stall out for Colorado. They're still trying to make their way through garage, see what they can find, but they got full control of the rafters, and that's going to spell a little bit of doom for these defenders who are now just giving up B site and allowing A to really only be the one defended, along with Eastern Stairs. Zephyr, though, finding Alexis K again, do make a bit of a bad situation work out a little bit more. Arctic does get some shots taken off of them, but even then, it's a little hard to tell, but I'm pretty sure that server wall is open. Yes, it is open. I'm like actually physically moving around trying to see, but it is open, but we're not really seeing anyone take advantage of that either. Smoke grenades go down everywhere. Arctic finds Brian, and Heckle strings it together as well. What seemed like a really interesting setup before is turning into a nightmare for the defenders. Milk does find Sport Trick as well, and suddenly now there's only one defender left. Viral with that Alda, the lawnmower bonsai, like you said, trimming down the trees that your name is named after. Phone fell on the floor, probably cracked open. He's in a 1v2, trying to get that diffuser as well. He has a whole laundry list of things he needs to do to win this round, and it looks like this laundry might not get done today, especially holding an angle at this position. Not the best idea, but he's going to maneuver around. He's going to pivot. He finds one body, not going to find a lot, but the Alden needs to reload, and that takes a minute and a half to do so. That's not going to stop our boy. He finds one, but he's going to be taken down by Colorado, and that's going to be round number 1, going to the attackers.
And Fyro almost had it there. He was 1 degree of angle from removing the head of, I believe that was Heckle at the very end there. Just so close from actually getting that 1v2 down now, as he had plenty of time to defuse if he had got that final kill down. But unfortunately for him, it will be a team ace for the Colorado side, giving them that first round that they so desperately need.
Yeah, absolutely. When it came down to it, I think the attack was really well coordinated, despite seemingly very all over the place in the beginning of the round. One thing that really exasperated how it worked out for Colorado was that the defense, I don't really know what ASU was doing. I have no idea where that Kaid was for the majority of the round. He was holding the flank towards the end, but it seems like he was just trying to um compensate for
Defenders,
whatever
protect your bombs from being
position
defused
or
by attackers.
situation he was in before. I'm not really sure what was going on with him at the beginning of the round, but otherwise, it just seems like maybe having the bandit watch the wall where you have a Maverick and a Hibana, bringing the bandit isn't really the most wise idea, I would say. Maybe bringing a mute would be a little bit more beneficial. Maybe not for the Maverick, but just having that shotgun, being able to use a little bit more verticality than just a C4 could bring something to the table. But even then, just having all these hard reach, regardless
10
of what you
seconds to
play
insertion.
on Clubhouse, can just be a nightmare.
Yeah, for
5
sure. And
seconds
in
left
terms of
before insertion.
verticality, I definitely agree. Is last time they
Attackers
just
are moving out to locate
got
a
ran
bomb and
over.
defuse
It was not much in the way of actually having that multi-floor presence that really does prosper on this map, in my opinion. As especially not so much for this first site of server, as if you're trying to do verticality on this, it gets a little awkward as you're basically standing in the open for most of the site. Um, the only way you're probably gonna be able to get that off is if you sit maybe stock, but definitely in other sites like basement and gym bedroom, it's definitely an applicable thing. But right here, I think they're going for a Maverick, but they're trying to bust down the wall first. I'm not quite sure why, but we will see very shortly why, because they actually don't have a thermite. And if they had a thermite, I would be saying this is for an anti-impact, because this is how you set it up. But right now I got nothing.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see why they're taking so much time to open up the soft reach area of server wall. I understand Maverick tricking, you do leave the reinforcement destroyed, and it does open up the soft reach. So it could be a little bit like almost a quick scope style of doing it, but Alexis already finds one through the floor. There we go. It's gonna be Ryan going down. Yikes, a huge distraction it seems. Well, all that transpired beautiful, and now Milk is able to secure that wall away. Funny enough, having that kill go down just made the entire defending team just leave B site entirely again. Now, this didn't work out for them last time, and it seems like bad habits are hard to break because Milk now opening up that server wall again. All of B-Site completely cleared out. It's really all down to the shoulders of Viral to hold the entirety of the attackers back from taking over Raptors and thus recreating what happened round number 1. And Arctic finds Viral!
Yeah, definitely getting a nice headshot onto him, breaking it down to a 3v5 now. Flawless so far for Colorado Boulder, showing that they are a force to be reckoned with, or in fact, a boulder immovable. But so far, it is going to be dropped, and that boulder does in fact break with actually Alexis K getting taken down in a trade with Zerfon. So it is still a very, very good spot for the side of Colorado Boulder right now. The 2v4 right now, and takes down quickly another one. Cravington drops the Arctic with one left, almost gets Free Fire through the wall. Good lord. Sport Trick is the man on a mission left with Maestro left. He doesn't actually have a cam. Just puts the Hibana off and actually gets the one down with the cam. Heckle did hit him very hard because you know you don't mess with the Shekel, and Heckle showed that the Shekel is in fact messed with.
Oh, I thought you were gonna rhyme that with something like neckled.
No, I had nothing after that. I was don't heckle with the Shekel. Don't heckle the Shekel, and you heckled the Shekel, so now the Shekel will heckle you. But regardless, getting back to the point I was making earlier, I figured out what they were doing with that wall. So basically, what happens when you Maverick Trick is it only takes out the reinforced portion of that wall. It leaves the soft wall portion of it up. They're taking care of actually getting sight lines and a doorway down into sight prior to actually opening up the wall, which is a very smart move, and I commend them for it, and I 100% agree with it. It looked interesting the first time around, but I understand what they did, and it was a great play.
Yep. Yep. I mean, I think I had mentioned that earlier before. There might have been a little bit more to it with the vertical play from Alexis going down. That was really nice to see, but oh boy, here we go. The Hamburglar himself. It's gonna be the Maverick. 6th picking away into Ace. Now, I'm gonna show how
Attackers
much
need
of
to locate and
a
defuse
noob
bombs.
I am when it comes to Siege because I have not played with Ace yet. I haven't even launched the game since the new season started, so I know what his abilities are, I know his gadgets, but still seeing it really work in a competitive landscape for the first time is still gonna blow my mind, regardless.
Yep, and just a basic explanation of what his gadget does. He has a gadget called a Selma. It essentially sounds like a train while blowing through a wall very, very slowly. A train on creaky tracks. That is the best way I can say it. It has a very, very distinctive sound,
5 seconds left.
and it is also very, very easy to destroy if you have any semblance of electricity or
Attackers are moving out to
explosive,
locate a
because
bomb and defuse
it only breaks a. It's basically a Habana, but with one Selma equaling 3 Kairos pellets.
Oh,
Yeah,
interesting, Black Eye.
it's pretty strong, and the black guy is very interesting. I will agree with that. I'm very curious to see how that actually works out. I have seen it done before though, and it is pretty strong. I'm just very curious to see if they will check it, because it isn't one of those awkward places where it's like, who checks this?
Absolutely. The match is going underway now. The Black Eyes, we can see. I really want to see that stairs one go into fruition. If it can, that's going to be my play of the night right there. I'm excited to see how that goes down. No real roaming play at all from ASU's side. We do have Ryan hiding out with the smoke inside of Dirt. It's going to be the majority, however, of the attacking team already opening up kitchen hatch. No real methods of making sure that doesn't get opened up. No impact tricking for the Hibana pellets. It's just a free access, apparently, and free access for the top 2 floors of the map. It's going to be down for the majority of Arizona to just hold these angles again, and this is a common strategy we've seen them do for time and again on this matchup. But we do see the C4 going down, but it looks like it was ill-timed. LXSK finding Viral again. Bit of a rivalry between the two, but the timer's ticking now and losing down on the Valkyrie. She already used her gadgets, but you've already down a body.
Bomb
Yeah,
located by attackers.
Unfortunate for ASU this round. It's kind of all falling apart around them. It was a poor start to begin with them just having to give up kitchen fairly quickly, and just no impacts or anything to try to hold that off. And then quickly with their top frag overall getting taken down extremely quickly as well. Thankfully, he got down all of his Valk cams quickly, but it does look like there's going to be a little bit of an execute coming in here soon. The flashbangs do start to go out. Trying to maybe actually bait someone out from behind that armory area, but no tugs on that line just yet. We are hitting the 50-second mark, and Echo taken very, very low, and eventually taken down by Ryan with that shotgun block ice inside of it. He is having a little bit of a moment. I think he may have stroked out in chat.
Me too, Echo. Me too.
He may have actually just code browned his pants based upon that. That was the reaction. Oh, no, never mind. He just had a potato moment. He went full communist and decided to have his own potato farm. But getting back into it, Milk also takes down, speaking of fruit and produce, the fellow milkman goes down. Gravington takes down Alexis K, and every kiss does not begin with K in this moment, as the kiss of death takes him instead. Arctic takes down Sports Trick. Ryan Ivy putting the ice on Arctic, and now we are in a 1v3 scenario with him dropping this straight into smoke. Very aggressive play here coming out. And it's very, very dicey for him. Ooh, but surrounded and put down by Ryan for that third round in their favor.
A very nice opening round now for ASU. They only need one more to bring things back and even it to 2-2. Again, you got to keep in mind, we don't have any overtime, so every round's going to count a lot more than usual for this game. And we do see in chat some discussion about the custom servers, and you know, it does happen time to time. We did see the NAL struggle a little bit yesterday with the servers as well. I'm not really sure what's going on there, but
it's UB servers. That's all you can say about it. It is Ubisoft servers.
Absolutely.
Pretty sure they are. There was one picture I saw on the R6 subreddit. It was just UB servers, and it just had a bunch of potatoes strung up to a voltmeter. It's like UB servers just a string of potatoes.
Oh man.
It's like accurate, but ouch.
Ouch indeed. So far, you know, ASU did win that previous round. We are seeing a huge operator mix-up again when it comes to the majority of Arizona's team because of how new they are. There are no dedicated rules. It's mostly what they just want to play that round. Viral's gonna be yet again returning to the kite pick onto CCTV. It was holding rafters before, but the fire bolts from from Capital were just annihilating anyone holding that position. Overall, there is a Wamai now, and I'm not sure if he was there previously, but we didn't really see those magnets go into fruition whatsoever, especially on rafters, where it desperately was needed.
Yeah, and really, I'm very curious to see what adaptations they make for this side, as they have
10
been.
seconds remaining.
And I take it back. Apparently, I was wrong. It was not the third round for Colorado. It was the first round for ASU.
5
Go them.
seconds to insertion.
Just had to get that up to speed and correct myself. But
Attackers are
I'm very
moving out
curious
to
to see
locate a
what
bomb and
adaptations
defuse
they
it.
make for the
The
site,
attacker's
as
bomb
these
diffuser
2
has been
rounds for
dropped.
Colorado have been
Attackers
on this
recover the
site. They have
diffuser.
been absolutely running it down ASU's throats right now, and it has just been uncomfortable for both teams. I think here a little bit is there's been a little bit of an awkwardness, I feel, in terms of these takes, is they just have really weird pauses right before the site takes come down. It's been very, very back and forth with almost wins, almost losses, and it just keeps the cards keep falling in Colorado's favor here. And now that I know what they're doing here, it all makes sense, and I'm not questioning it this time around. Although Ulvin seems to be having a little bit of an issue opening up the wall. Unfortunately, he's looking at it and just deciding to shoot it out of pure disgust. Zerfon in pure disgust as well gets the kill onto Alexis K, quickly followed by Heckle taking down Ryan Ivy, making sure that the 4v4 stays the score. And it just needs to keep on going in that way for them to get the round in their favor.
Alexis tried doing the same exact maneuver previously we had seen on CCTV, but it looks like no, you're not facing ranked players. They are able to adapt around those surroundings, like you had mentioned, Bonsai. We are seeing Maverick going through the bottom side of the server wall, not able to connect with the C4. It does string him down a little bit, but not quite opening up the wall either, delaying it as long as humanly possible. Losing out on the Zofia is, of course, not the most ideal thing in the world, but bringing that 4v4 down to a 4v3, Milk does take down Zerfon, and it's going to be the Bandit who exits shortly after. Time and time ticking down once again. It's going to be Cravington who finds Heckle, and it's just an overall back and forth in terms of these gun plays. The Maverick still on the board. I think he got into servers, not really doing a whole lot with it, just kind of moseying his way along. But he is going to survive against Viral, who does get taken down instead of securing the kill against the Maverick.
Yeah, and that's really going to be dead bodies attract more dead bodies. As he got taken down, but instead of attracting a dead body with a friendly teammate, it's a 2-kill spree for Colorado coming in here. There's 1 man remaining, and the flick through the wall, this absolutely destroying sport trick on top of red stairs, giving Colorado now their 3rd round.
Yeah, 3 rounds now. It's going to be really good to see that Colorado can string together these rounds a lot more. Again, the defense for Arizona is just kind of all over the place. They're able to get these really nice opening kills, but once that goes down, we just see kind of like bugs. It's just Colorado scatters around and wants to make a complete shroud of mystery of what they want to do for their next move. So much so it seems like they might not even know what their next move is. But
They don't know what we're doing.
exactly, and they make
We
it
don't know.
work. They've made it work every single time on CCTV. And again, we're seeing another CCTV round from Arizona. They just do not want to go to gym. But instead of having Clash, it's going to be Vigil instead. That's definitely the much safer choice. You know, ironically safer. And again, I would just go to gym at this point because you have lost this, how many times? 3 rounds now on your first half. And gym is a viable option. It's not like you're going to bar.
I mean, bar is definitely out of the question. I think we can all agree with that. Like, there's no shot. Excuse me, short of like being absolutely running it down in the league way of saying that, running it down mid, throwing it to the wind. But I think it's just they don't want to do master bedroom and gym because it's just kind of a hard side to take. It's
because they're winning CCTV, right?
I mean, even then, like it's CCTV is still a significantly stronger site just as a whole compared to that. There's so many different ways that that site can get taken and just absolutely turned down against the favor. So they're trying to get. I feel like this is the only site they have left that they need to actually take because, in my opinion, at least for how it's going so far, if they're struggling to hold servers, it's not going to be much better for bedroom.
It won't be. But at least it would be a change of pace, and maybe with a little bit more of a linear attacking style from Colorado, it could be easier for them because when it comes to gym and bedroom, you really only have jacuzzi and logistics to work with, and maybe sometimes going through servers and CCTV. So there is a linear approach, a little bit either on par or maybe more so than servers themselves as a bomb site. But going into this round now, we are seeing a pretty much the similar setup again. Alexis going in through stockroom, going to be meeting eye to eye with that Jaeger momentarily, but Cravington is holding tight. He's going to be waiting around, waiting to see if someone's going to follow up around him and stripper, but no. The answer will be he's by himself, allowing Alexis to roam freely. Of course, then it allows a lot of opportunities for vertical play to come around, but no, we're not seeing that either. It's a much slower matchup than we're used to seeing on CCTV. Everyone playing so slow and holding these angles, but of course Cravington is not having a good time. He's going to be taken quite a bit down, and he's essentially stuck on the western side of the map. He literally cannot move, or Alexis will take him down.
But what he doesn't know is that both of them are actually facing the wrong direction now. So he has, nope, never mind, Heckle decided to check back. But he does have an opportunity to get, if he can actually get upstairs, just sprint and maybe get away from it, just spam crouching his way to victory up main stairs. He could get out of here, but it is still a 5v5 regardless somehow. But it does stand to show that these teams are very evenly matched. And right as I say that, Zerfon takes down Milk, bringing him down with the MP7, making sure that his deeds are done. And Alexis K quickly following up with the Ryan Ivy, making sure that the 4v4 stays the score, and we keep on going at an even pace. And Zerfon actually might be taken down here, but does get the kill onto Heckle instead. Very low on him. Cravington and Zerfon are very, very dangerous territory, but Alexis K gets one, and Arctic quick to follow with a second, taking down another one. 3v2 now, right now. And Cravington has low HP, but Sport Trick has much HP to be had, and back shown to Sport Trick, gets one on the Vigil, and trades all around. It's all up to Cravington to get this last one. He gets to see, here's one on red, but can't get the kill through the wall. Plant's going down, Plant will go down, and now it is all on Cravington. Can he get this? He knows one is red, he knows one is garage. He does have the drone, does shoot it. Looking to see if anybody's crossing, but will not get anything. There will be a cross, does not take into it. Ooh, unfortunate for him, he will not get it, missing the shots, and Ulvin will get the ground for his team.
Another win for Colorado Boulder. Beautiful work coming through. Another win for the attackers. It's just not the play for CCTV for Arizona, it seems. Now, of course, we could see that statistical split of 4-2, except this time around, it's going to be the 4 for the attackers' side and not so much for the defenders that we're oh so used to seeing. But returning the church again seems to be a much more safety haven for Arizona as well. I mean, this is a last-ditch effort. If they can't win their second church defense, this is pretty much game over, I would say, for
Arctic
Arizona.
is 9-2 in 5 rounds.
Doing a quite good job.
That is absolutely disgusting. And this is Arizona State's map pick.
Yeah,
What happened? What happened?
It seems like either side, if they choose the map, they're just not going to do too good at it. Maybe they're psyching themselves out or something along those lines. But when it comes down to it, everyone on Colorado, even players like Milk and oh my God, who's the other one? The other person who's going 2-1, Elvin. Even though they are somewhat low on their kill count and sometimes even their death count, their support playstyles are beneficial to no end for Colorado's team. They're able to really open up these walls, and they're able to allow everyone who's getting all these frags to get so many opportunities for those kills and secure the rounds. There's not really anyone on Colorado not doing their job. Whereas on Arizona, again, it's just a very fragmented team.
Attackers are moving out to locate a bomb.
Yeah, and really that fragmentation is starting to show here as we're about to crest the half for this map, and it's almost looking like it's already game over with 4-1 on the rapid viral, taking loads of damage right off the bat here. Very, very low, and no way to actually heal back up, unfortunate for him. So he is stuck at the roughly 20 or 15 HP that he has remaining, and he has both Electric Claws up. We'll deploy the first one, probably will be throwing the second one very, very shortly. But otherwise, a very, very poor start to the round for ASU, and it's looking grim for them right now.
Absolutely. Electric Claws out, Hibana on the board. This could easily be a Kai trick for that kitchen hatch. We do see the Hibana charges going down, but no, the impact trick misses. And that's going to be the hatch open up. What a missed opportunity for two of the ASU players to really coordinate something special. But no, the vertical play is instead in effect, and that's going to be Ulven looking to see if he can get pop shots through the floor. But of course, a simple mistake like that allows all of the people from Colorado to swerve their way through this site, maneuvering these webs. We're out in the bar, just trying to find what they can do next. Now, previously, we had seen Heckle go solo through dirt after the walls have been opened up, but instead, this is going to be the job, it seems, for Alexis K, with that wall seemingly open, trying to take it down solo to find that smoke. Now, smoke is in a very predictable spot if Alexis K has been able to concuss that smoke out, but little do they know, they haven't. This would be a prime time opportunity to get a beautiful angle onto the site for the rest of the team to have to worry about. But no, it's with the smoke who aggress. Oh, I'm sorry, the Zofia aggresses forward. Ryan finds Alexis, and that's going to be your Zofia down, whereas the rest of your team is now cultivated in a very small little kill zone.
Oh, man. That was some lag. And definitely the players felt that one, as it looked like all the players just stopped moving. But we will see a lot of aggression coming out here for the the Colorado Boulder side here. They're actually on site right now. They met themselves a plant right up now. And it is a 5v. Ooh, now make it a 5v3. Smoke's going down all over the place. The diffuser is picked up, but quickly put back down on the ground with Ryan getting killed onto Arctic. Heckle quick to follow, do the trade for his team, but it's still a 2v4 situation with Ulven on barely any HP. You can probably fit that amount of health on a toothpick. And it is all up to him and his teammate Heckle, but dropped goes Ulven, and quick to follow maybe Heckle here, but it is all, gets one, gets two, man, gets two, almost the trip, gets another one. Actually, I think he's got a triple so far, but he is on very, very low HP, and it's all up to him to actually get around here. He has all the time in the world, not really, 4 seconds left, but will get taken down from crates by Zerfon. The mad lad of Arizona State strikes again, keeping his team in this.
So far, having done so much work, but only coming so far, Heckle again got a triple kill, but was just not able to find those last two and make the ace. Oh man, so again, the 4-2 is always something you want to see when you're at the attacking side going to the defense, but no, it's going to be the defenders who only got 2 rounds, and now they have to go over to the attacking side. This is not a good look for Arizona right now. They have struggled so much this game, and now they're going to the statistically worse side for them. They are bringing out the ace, the Hibana, and the Maverick. We do see the triple hard breach setup, but instead of going CCTV in the beginning, we're seeing Church instead, and this is a much better site for those defenders to worry about against hard breachers. But no, a little bit of a monkey wrench in the plan. We do see the Cali come down on the Church. Now, Bonsai, I'm curious to hear your thoughts about Cali, because the casting community is always, of course, super split on it.
As a player, every fiber of my being dislikes it. As a caster, I enjoy it because it makes for good highlight reels. That is my stance on it. I think she, as an operator, is pretty much useless outside of her gadget, as it's basically just a mechanized Thatcher grenade. But there are some ways to game that system and get around actually getting taken out, such as on border. If you place your kite actually in the floor of a select place of the wall, you can actually avoid getting the Cali trick off on that.
That also on Oregon.
Oregon as well, yep, that's another one, but she's very, very niche, as not a lot of these maps in Siege are not very long. There are not very many long angles to watch. So Cali kind of fits this weird niche where you need to have a long angle, and especially on this site in particular, I don't know why they picked her, outside of maybe just the extra gadget clear, because she does not do well in close quarters outside of the use of her secondary SMG, which is had very recently. But I just don't see it being the strongest operator here that you could take, especially with the opportunities in both Twitch for additional gadget denial, as well as just
many other fragger type operators that you could use, like IQ, you could get around it maybe a little bit. But I digress. Nonetheless, very curious to see how it turns out, as it is. I am always up to being proven wrong, as it does definitely make sense, as it is starting to work the way that I had foreseen with the use of the gadget just to get that out of the way. Essentially, as a Thatcher, making sure that you get those guaranteed hatches opened in Moto and Kitchen. And we will be seeing a slow push down main stairs by Ryan Ivy, trying to see if he can get any early picks at the bottom of any early egressors from the site. But no cigar, and we will be getting a little bit of a lull here in the mid round.
A bit of a lull indeed. Now, I don't want to put on my predicting hat or anything, but my best guess for the Cali pick being brought out was to maybe use it on that main hallway connecting Moto to the long hallway into Arsenal. Now, you would have that line of sight. You could put the lances on potentially that wall that we see here from our lovely observer, getting the lances down, taking down the bandits, maybe opening up with the Selma. Oh, there we go. Okay. There we go. Exactly what I was trying to say. Opening that up. Gonna find the shot onto the Maestro. Quick draw McGraw. The Sniper McGee right there. Beautiful work from Sport. That's gonna be the lance going down, but looks like not gonna be too effective. Now holding down a much smaller angle, finding the Maestro cam as well. Looks like that doesn't connect either. Unfortunate luck for the lance. And now you just have the SPS, and you're in a bit of a odd situation to be in overall. Now we are seeing the aggression come on through for the attackers. ASU finds CU once again, but no, it's a back and forth. The kill feed is going one way or another. It's gonna get you. Ryan does find Alden, and it's gonna be a back and forth yet again. Alexis and Heckle, though, making the best of what they can in a very scary situation. 2 DBNOs on ASU side. One gets revived, traded out for another one, and that's all gonna be down to one. The only Heckle. He does find Zephron. It's going to be a 2v1. Can he redeem himself from the time he was unable to clutch the ace on Church only a few rounds ago? Diffuser's down. He's got to defuse, but he has the gun to do it. He's got the man to do it. And he's got the brains and mechanical skill to do so as well. Looking around for these last two attackers, not able to find anything. They're just going to be peeking around the corner, but no, the corner is wrong. It's going to be Cravington instead, who finds Heckle. Shoots him in the head, and that's going to be another round going for Arizona State. 2 in a row now, going from the ending of the first half into the second one, is exactly what you want to see for a comeback and potentially maybe another draw.
Yeah, if we have another draw, this is going to be a long match. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
But it is getting to that territory now, as we are at 3-4 on the scoreboard, and it's getting a little bit feisty here. As apparently our wonderful observer had a little bit of a Windows notification, and it's
I thought that was mine. Okay.
No, I did too. I first split second, and then it was smaller than it should be. So I was like, oh, okay. But as you should, he yelled at Windows, making sure that it shuts up for good, and put it off to the side. And we will see the Cali coming back for another take at this, and as well as the double hard breach of Habana Maverick. But what I do want to see is what they're going to do with this Cade, because Cade has not proven to be very effective so far. In an almost ace coming out, but we'll take the Habana instead. Did not get it in time.
Defenders, protect your bombs
Excuse
from
me.
being defused by attackers.
For the... Oh, no, he did get it in time. Swift fingers on Zerf on there, getting it in. Slick things.
That was a very gross way of putting it. Ugh.
Slick fingers.
Ugh. It's not even like gross in that kind of way. I'm just imagining like your fingers covered in like motor oil and like all sleeky and like ugh. Or like when you have oil on top of water and it's like all colorful and stuff. It's like that, but, like grimy.
Yeah. Well, we all know what that feels like, and at the very least, he did not slip up.
10 seconds
He
to
did
go.
get the operator he wanted at the very last second possible, so much so that it didn't actually look like he locked
5
it
seconds
in.
left before
But
insertion.
Siege works in mysterious ways, and if the game says he
Attackers are moving
did,
out to
I
locate a
believe
bomb.
he did.
I do like the choice of bringing the ace out over the Habana for CCTV more. I think it would be decently a good idea to bring out all three, but I think having the Selma and the Maverick combo would be really beneficial for, say, the garage wall. Not only just opening up that the upper rightmost section of the garage, being able to open that up and get the angle onto rafters. Cravington, however, already taking down the
through bar.
Yeah,
Oh.
Well, maybe it was a Z thing, but wow, already finding that vigil, that is a very unfortunate beginning for pretty much your only roamer besides Heckle, and Heckle, I believe, is on
It's also
site.
the top frag.
Yeah, and their top frag. Yeah,
Even
it's
Arctic
Arctic.
can't believe it.
He is not happy about that. Honestly, I don't blame him. It's just, ooh, can
I
you
retire mid-match?
Bomb located by
I
attackers.
mean,
I
maybe.
agree with that. I agree with that sentiment. If that happened to me in a match, I would just be like, "It's over, boys. I peaked. I'm out. Bye."
You put that on Twitter and then leave. Zephron, however, we're going to follow that up, getting another similar kill, I believe, like that, taking down Milk. That's going to be one of your lead roamers and one of your lead anchors gone. Now you're stuck with the gooey nougat of the other three of CU. Again, already having 2 members down for the winning side right now. It's going to be ASU, who finds another one, no less. Gonna potentially even it out this game if they can find the last 2 members. Olven was previously offsite inside of bedroom, and it was gonna be Heckle on the east stairs as well. B-side gonna be up for the takings for the attackers now, and it's gonna be, again, the defenders just relegated to that northern side of the map. It's not a great situation for them right now, despite all the sniper blasts and everything. The smoke canister, the C4 not going to connect, and in fact, the run out of a lifetime, it seems. Cravington finds Heckle, and not only just Heckle, he finds Olven as well into a flawless round. A very sound round. It seems neither side is able to really defend on CC.
Yeah, I don't know what it is about CC, but no one can defend it to save their lives. It is. I think we have had a whopping 1 round win for the defenders on CC.
I don't think we have.
Much, it's either 1 or nothing. It's one of the two, because it's been an unfortunate circumstance watching these rounds go down on CC, to say the least. But
and they're going for it again.
I mean, I don't foresee anyone wanting to go gym bedroom without, if they don't have to, so it makes sense. And they only have to do this site for 2 rounds before they can just say, screw it, we're going back down to basement, because the site re-unlocks after 2 rounds, because it is only a 2-round lock for a site. Once you win it, you have to wait 2 rounds, then you can go back to it. But I don't know if they want to keep bleeding rounds like this, because 1 more round means that ASU is 1 off of match point. And I don't think they want to be in another 6-4 situation again like they were on the first map, especially since
Attackers
this
need
is,
to locate and
while this is
defuse as many
ASU's map
bombs as
pick,
they can.
I bet you these Colorado Boulder boys want to finish it out strong and with a win to get that partial win.
Absolutely, and I don't blame them whatsoever. So, if you're Colorado, don't bleed the rounds. Go gym, at least try it out. But that, I guess that's just me. We are seeing a very interesting team composition again. I don't believe, now correct me if I'm wrong, Bonza, I don't think Ryan was playing Kali last round. We did see pretty much the same exact operator lineup as before, but the Cali pick is always very interesting to see. And again, I think this is one of Cali's strongest maps, next to maybe Oregon and Villa and Consulate.
Yeah, maybe.
Attackers are
I
moving
think
out to
Border
locate a bomb
definitely.
and defuse it.
No, in the competitive atmosphere.
Yeah. At the very least, you are right about it not being the same Cali as last round. Ryan Ivy picking it up this time in lieu of Sport Trick, who had it last round, and had a very strong showing, to be fair, last round. He got, I think, a double kill last round, putting it on very good showing with that, especially helping his teammates out with those Lance charges. But we will see Firewall going for that wall, trying to get the Maverick Trick off. And meanwhile, lots of damage being dealt from a run out, no less, from Stripper. Lots of damage getting put down by Olven on that Bandit, which I usually criticize the Bandit roam because I don't quite understand it, especially when you're playing CC, as once the wall is gone, like the wall was your primary objective as far as defense, and when the Bandit roams, I get a little irked by it. But
Bomb has been located.
if he's getting down that kind of damage, and almost got 2 of them dead outright, like if he had been a little bit more accurate, he might have gotten a double kill there. But say it ain't so, it did not go his way. Fates were cruel to him, and now we are still at a 5v5 situation, and plenty of time on the clock to figure out what they want to do here.
Definitely a much slower round this time. A lot more emphasis on the construction side of things. It's going to be Sport Trick already jumping in. Going to be meeting a wall of death instantly. Olven finds him out. And it's going to be 2 more. However, that one of at least partake in that kind of affair. Alexis does find Cravington as well. It's going to leave the last person outside of construction a little stranded. And that's going to be your sniper, no less. So far, the rest of ASU are completely separated. They're flabbergasted. And now with the diffuser in hand, the only thing you can really do is reunite and go through a centralized position. Claymore's going down in place to prevent some sort of roam, but on Raptors, 2 bodies in play, looking to see who they can find and munch away on that server wall, but not gonna find too much luck again. Having a sniper in hand, beneficial, but even then, multiple angles coming into Raptors, it is just an awkward position for everybody, and that sniper's not going to be for much longer. The Claymore does succeed, however, but at what cost? The cost is going to be the rest of your team. Pyro, the last one alive, in a 1v4, and of course, this is going to be a situation that he has seen time and time again, unfortunately being on the receiving and on the disadvantageous end of doing so.
Yeah, and it's looking like CE really wants to peak this, but every fiber of their being is telling them not. But Alexis K will end the round with a run out, dumbing him in the back of his head, giving them that 5th round they do so desire. And now we just got to see, is there going to be a return round for ASU to put it back up at 5-5? And we're just going to keep trading rounds like this.
I mean, yeah, they're back to church, but like you mentioned before, Bonsai, they are bleeding rounds. Both teams are bleeding rounds on their defensive side. ASU did have a strong showing when we saw Church and CCTV previously, but Colorado only got to win that last round. Now, keep in mind the pressure here is on. They only need one more round to at the very least get a point on the board. No overtime again, but the real pressure, there's more pressure on top of the real pressure.
Ooh,
It's the
Capcan.
stack on top of it. And
Capcan.
oh no.
Please don't. Okay.
Yes, it's secured in. This
He's
might
baiting us.
this might legitimately be the first time I've ever casted Capcan.
It's
Ever.
fun because you just all of a sudden to see stuff exploding in the side of the map. It's cool. What happened? Well, he lost half his HP. How? You might ask.
Defenders
Cap
protect your
can
bombs
off in
from
the
being
distance.
defused by attackers.
Because who can? Capcan.
Cap can. As you hear the big cry, all of the Ugandan knuckles and all of the Russian knuckles joining hands to make one operator known as Capcan.
What?
Huh?
What? You lost me, Chief. I don't know what you mean.
Have you ever seen the Russian knuckles meme?
No, yeah, from like, oh my
Yeah.
god, like 2 years ago?
It has it been 2 years?
Oh my god, has it?
I don't know, dude, honestly.
2020 doesn't feel like a real year.
2020 is a natural disaster that's spanning a year. You can't convince me otherwise.
Oh yeah, it's only gonna get worse. We're gonna have Godzilla
Attackers
soon.
must locate and
Like,
defuse
we've
the
already
bomb.
had COVID. We've had... C9 hasn't made League of Legends World Championship this year. For the first time ever. This year has basically been the upside down from Stranger Things, and who knows what's going to happen at the end of this, because we already had forest fires getting started by gender reveal parties, but that's beside the point. Getting back into game, because I'm getting sidetracked, that's what happens when it is almost 1 a.m., but I do it for the passion. We will see Cravington taking billiards pretty quickly here, and the floor is clear unbeknownst to them. And we will see actually a creep coming up from main stairs. Not creep as in person, creep as in slow walk. Just to clarify, as Alwyn almost might be getting a couple kills here if he gets up any further, as he does have a quite nice pixel peek here with the purple crosshair on that reflex. Oh, man. Almost gets it, but fumbles the aim. Cravington taking him down instead. Peeker's advantage be damned.
Absolutely. It's unfortunate, but keep in mind, despite the floor being clear, there's always the threat of a Capcan looming. There is no IQ on the side of Arizona. Definitely didn't expect the Capcan to go down, but also none of his traps have really come to fruition. I'm not entirely sure where they went down, but it is the way it is. Cravington, however, getting the double kill, finding the Doc and the Bandit. That's going to be really nasty for the late game potential. Losing down already on that MP5, no longer having an ACOG, by the way, but gonna be losing down on that MP5. It's gonna be down to your Capcan, I think, as an anchor this time around. I don't even know what you would classify him as normally, but Milk as well in that anchoring position. It's really just the rest of the team. Of course, if history does repeat itself, it's gonna end up with Heckle in a 1vx situation, and it's looking like it might be so. Milk taking a lot of damage down by Generator, Ryan holding down on service as long as he can, but it's gonna be Milk who doesn't care about Generator. He's holding on to Moto as long as he can. Heckle, however, exploding, getting a double kill. on the bottom of main stairs. Beautiful work, and suddenly things are looking a little bit less clear about who's going to win. Things are less cut and dry and more wet and soggy right now, as at the bottom of the landing of the main stairs, Cravington by himself with the diffuser in hand does manage to get that triple kill onto another one, but he goes down shortly after. Heckle, history repeats itself once again. Last one alive in a 1v2 situation. Call me Nostradamus because
Attackers have located the bomb.
right. But here we go, 19 seconds left now. Diffuser nowhere to be seen, and Heckle is waiting to see what he can bring to the table. And there we go, Arizona, yet again winning another round, and I believe, Bonsai, we are going to be seeing another tie, 5-5.
I would bet on that, honestly. This is probably the closest game I've seen in a very long time. We have 2 people on ASU with 11 kills. This is ridiculous. But on the people you would expect it, with Zerfon and Cravington rounding out with 11 kills. Almost the same exact score overall, with 2 assists, lacking on Cravington taking all the glory for himself instead. But still third on the leaderboard because of the weird way that Siege Points works. Because Ryan has been hitting it with the gadgets and the diffuses. But what I do want to see is that we have a clash coming in this round.
Now,
Never mind, I was
Clash,
bamboozled.
or maybe not. Hold on.
Go. Lame.
Yeah, we've seen the Clash pick come out before. I think it was on CU side,
Attackers
but
need to locate and defuse
I'm sorry,
as
on
many bombs as
ASU
they
side.
can.
I think it
I think
was. Yeah,
No,
they did. They 6-clicked it into the Vigil, who then instantly died.
Yeah, but I mean, while it is not necessarily the worst operator to pick, it definitely is an operator where you have to understand the limits and bounds of that operator. Otherwise, you're gonna have a very, very quick death in the round.
Absolutely.
Because sometimes you can be very, very clean and sly with it with the shield spin kill, but
10 seconds
then
to
you can
go.
try it sometimes, and then you look like you belong in copper.
5 seconds left.
Very true, very true. But you know what would have been funny? He wouldn't have instantly been killed if he had that shield.
Yep, this is true. This is true. But we will see how long he survives in the round. Let's start the timers. Place your bets. But I foresee a long life in this man's future as he is Echo, and Echo tends to just heck off into a corner for most of the game, making sure that his yokais can ruin someone's day one sonic boom at a time.
I do really like the Echo choice. We've been seeing a lot of these, again, 1vx situations where normally it's Heckle in that situation, but having the Echo be alive and the yokais would help him up very much, not only having another body on the board, but stalling out the plant at the very end of the round would make the lives of these defenders a lot easier in times where they've just not really been able to secure these defensive wins that easily through raw gunfights. We are seeing Ulvin again going for the bottom of the stairs pick again. No pixel angles this time. I think he is hiding it down on site near Moto, but yes, that is going to be him in that corner near the church wall. And that's going to give a lot of free agency, however, to a lot of the attackers going down those stairs. The vertical play is in effect. Not going to connect any shots, unfortunately, but the effort is there. Viral opening up Moto hatch as well. We aren't really seeing a lot of hard breach potential either. Not really a lot of ace usage. Correct me if I'm wrong. Really been used at all, despite how many times he's been played.
Yeah, and it's just a matter of, I think, just how much anti-gadget's getting thrown down. As I think most of the bandit charges up, and the bandit charge will go down for the Selmas, and we'll get all of the
there we
Selmas
go.
taken down. There goes one, there goes two, and there's soon third to follow. But Cravington putting the pain down on Heckle. He gets dropped very early on. No 1v4 for you this round. Quick to follow though was Alexis K taking that sport trick. No tricks left in the bag for him. And that will be the ace going down. But it is okay though, because the hard breach was gone and all that was lost was an AK-12. But the frag grenade will be coming out of Ryan Ivy here. Been put away. He could have gotten a good kill onto one behind. Generator might still be coming out here, but there's an ADS. But it can be juked here if he lands it close enough to the side of that generator, because if you actually roll it
by that generator. The ADS will not get it, but it will still get
Attackers
the
bomb
man.
diffuser has been dropped.
But will
Attackers
get
recover
no
the
cigar.
diffuser.
Milk getting taken very low yet again here in this round very early on. 1 HP basically onto him. Cravington gets another kill on the Milk, spoiling him. Takes down Ryan, takes down the Lux K with a quick peek into Armory. Another one to drop is Zerfon. Ulven getting dropped in that manner. 1
15 seconds
man
remaining.
left. It is Arctic, and he is sitting. Oh,
10
gonna
seconds
shock
to
him
go.
or what?
Attackers
Aw.
activating diffuser.
I am not quite sure what happened there, but that is clamped down nonetheless in a 1v4 situation for ASU trying to take the nade and Kobe. And it does seem that Ryan Ivey decided that he wanted to start up a profession in baseball a little earlier this year, as that was a line drive straight to the cranium of Arctic with a high explosive grenade. And just like that, we'll be at match point for Arizona State.
A very emotional matchup coming out here right now. ASU finally bringing back to that 6 mark again. Now it's going to be a matter of this
Back
being
to
the
CC. Guess we can call it here, boys.
Oh,
7-5 in
God.
the favor of ASU. Nothing to see here.
Stop
Oh.
going CCTV. No, I will remain professional. I respect all the choices that we see here with sites that we see. I just it is what it is, I suppose. But oh man, I can't get over that. We are seeing Ace again though, and we do see the 6th picks going from one soft breacher to another soft breacher. There's not really a lot to say about the operator choices anymore. We haven't really seen too much crazy deviations on either side. Really, the craziest operator pick we've
Attackers need to
seen is
locate
Cap
and
Cannon
defuse
Vigil
bombs.
this game. Hello? Oh, I guess Bonsai died. Oh no. Well, here we are on the very final round of map number 2. This is going to be the final round of the night, ladies and gentlemen. We are seeing the typical setups happening once again, and I mean, we have not seen Gym Bedroom once this entire game, and that is extremely shocking to me. We always see the tertiary side at least a few times per side, but no, both teams completely
5 seconds to
neglected
go.
that third site and chose almost purposely to
Attackers
just
objective is
bleed
to locate a
themselves
bomb
dry
and
on
defuse.
CCTV. We have not seen a single defending side win at all on CCTV on either side this game. Now we do see run out potential. It looks like Bonsai's internet did die. We do see some some run out potential coming out from Olvin, but Sportrick, however, is playing an interesting game, and I'm not sure if he's gonna try to going for Jacuzzi. No, he's just taking extra amount of time to make his way over. Olvin, however, I believe did not. He only plays down 1 bandit battery, interestingly, on that server wall. Oh no, he did place down 2. I apologize. Hello, welcome back, Bonsai.
Attackers.
Welcome back. My power flickered.
Oh, nice. Well, you haven't really missed too much, all things considered. We do see the typical setup for both the attacking and defense for CCTV. Not really a whole lot to say, unfortunately, for this final round. A little anticlimactic, all things considered. 2 on Raptors, having potential fabulous angles against Cravington, but Cravington's gonna be on that rappel, just only having a little bit of their head sticking out. No real ACOG potential anymore to stop it. But there we go, the quick peek from Olvin takes down Ryan, and Arctic falls up, taking down Zero as well. That's going to be the Cali and the Sledge already going down. A lot of potential for gadget destruction just completely wiped away. And having Arctic just hiding by himself inside that bathroom is going to allow a lot less agency for the attackers to have multiple facets of getting onto the site.
Yeah, and it's starting to look more and more like we're going to have another tie for this game, as it is just... Ooh, man, Maestro is playing with fire right there, as he is very close to getting dropped, but he's getting pinched in right now. Does not actually, he's hiding in shower right now, but he's getting pushed by 2 people. This could turn very, very ugly for him very, very quickly, but he also could turn the tables. It is very possible. He's very drunk. Ooh, almost gets the kill down, but will not be able to finish it. He is taken down, and that gives them 1 kill back in their favor, but the attackers are
have the wall open, and I thought the attackers were on site for a second, but it is all okay. The defenders are the only ones on the site as of now, and they are holding it for their
Attackers have
lives
located a
here,
bomb.
as this is a do or die moment for both of these teams. Colorado Boulder wins, they tie the map, tie the match, and if ASU wins here, they get a partial win and 2 points to their name. Definitely want those 2 points here rather than just the 1. But right now, it is not looking good for them, but all Colorado Boulder needs to do is hold. And he takes down 1, Colvin takes on 1, Sport Trick quick to follow on to Heckle down. Sport Trick in danger here, Firewall, Sport Trick goes down, Firewall equally as much danger, and the
That's a
round
Christmas
goes-
miracle.
Colorado Boulder takes the round, ties the map, ties the match. 1 points all around. We got the Oprah of 1-pointers here. 1 point for you, 1 point for you. And that will be it, boys. And we have absolute frag monsters on the side of ASU coming out with 13, 12, and 11 frags. And just could not finish it out, unfortunately.
Unfortunately not. When it came down to it, yeah, a lot of gunfights were lost. Sometimes silly ones, sometimes ones that were very lopsided. But when it came down to it was that neither team played Gym and Bedroom at all. And only seeing one defense win on CC between both teams the entire map is just such a huge sunspot in both of the teams' plans for playing it. Not only playing, but also defending a lot on Clubhouse.
For sure, and I really did think it was a wild match. I don't know why I expected either team to win their own map pick. That hasn't happened in CEA for a long while.
Oof.
But nonetheless, we did have an absolute banger of a match going the distance on both. And honestly, for the first game of the season for both of these teams, which are one's new to Invite, and I think one is entirely reformed in general, just as a whole. ASU is the only was the returner to Invite for this map, but also had most of the roster taken out. So definitely looking good on those rookies, with just Cravington popping off the entire map. Like, it was insane the work he was putting in there. So definitely a rising star to look out for going into the rest of the season. And not to mention Colorado Boulder had any slouchers either. Heckle coming in really strong, as well as Milk and Alexis Cade is dropping it like it's hot and Arctic, man. What a clubhouse map out of him. He put his team on his back for that.
Absolutely. We saw some absolute crazy kills from both sides, and it's also 1 in the morning. I think overall both teams did such a good job. We did see ASU struggle a little bit in the beginning, but they really found their stride towards the end, especially on the second halves of both maps. Overall, 6-6 ties for both teams going forwards in the CEA, the first day of playoffs. Hopefully going forwards, we can see less ties going forwards. Maybe they can be a little bit less or maybe greater playing fields where we will see an actual win come out in CEA this season.
Yep. And we may get there, but just a quick reminder before we leave, make sure to go check out our sponsors, What's New.gg, Corsair, and Rogue Energy. Use code CEA at checkout for 10% off your Rogue Energy order. And my name is Bonsai, and my lovely co-caster has been Keg.
Yo.
And we will see you all in the next cast.